never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right.
To get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
So I can set up the stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, EURC has gotten to a roaring start last week, but this time we're starting to eliminate some teams from the competition. My name's RW Dragon. I'm joined by Crafty, the marvelous mustachioed man, alongside for this evening's events. As tonight we say goodbye to some teams.
We will indeed, and a couple of Germans as well as UK teams. It's kind of depressing to see them go. I mean, they didn't have the best start last week in the upper bracket. Two of them went through. A couple of UK teams went through as well. We had a lot of surprising teams dropping into the lower brackets, and I'm super stoked for the games tonight. There's gonna be a lot of hype around these teams.
Well, it is helpful when you have everything separated out over 2 weeks. Maybe last week it wasn't your time, but this week maybe it is. But let's talk about our first game. Crafty, I'll probably say you're a bit of an expert when it comes to these two teams, possibly Lubeck facing off against our reigning, defending, undisputed champions in Oldenburg Avengers.
Absolutely true. The Oldenburg Avengers find themselves in the lower bracket. Surprisingly, they didn't have their greatest showing against Northern Lions in the upper bracket, losing 3-1, and it surprised me. It surprised a lot of people. They are the reigning champions. They were expected to at least make it to the second round. And now they are fighting for that last spot in the lower bracket, and they're facing a new team that just got promoted into first league in Uniliga and is looking kind of hot. They do have Phoenix on their team. That is definitely their best player, and he's looking to carry his teammates through to this second round. But I mean, it's kind of hard to really put them anywhere compared to Oldenburg Avengers. They didn't have the greatest season last season, and I do think they aren't as strong compared to their last showing in last year's EURC, where they managed to win the whole thing. Also, the competition has grown a lot stronger, to be fair. So that's why I think they're probably not as strong anymore compared to some of these other teams that developed over time. But it is pretty hard to predict this one. I mean, we got a new team from Lübeck. We got the old Oldenburg Avengers that do have their same roster for like 3 seasons now, and I'd love for both of them to actually compete with the rest of Europe, but one of them has to go tonight.
One of them has to go, and of course, we'll be actually following along with the winner of this match to sort of preface some early things. So they'll have to face off against BCU Blue, who've looked wonderful this season. I've definitely had experience playing against them on the side of Bournemouth in the National League. But let's sort of hold that sort of thought at the moment as Birmingham sort of await the winner of this match. So you sort of talked about Phoenix coming in. Let's sort of look on the other side. Oldenburg Avengers, they haven't changed. They're still steadfast in their roles. They have ELMP RLCS experience coming into
Absolutely.
play there. And they also have Smiley, who's got about the same MMR in terms of about that height. You know, it's 2K in terms of Phoenix. We got Smiley, who's sort of almost on the same level at about 1900 roughly. So when you compare the teams, when you start comparing them, especially on paper, you have sort of these matchups in terms of MMR. And this is how I would start breaking things down when I look at another teams. Like who's got to equal who's got to go against who, sort of have an equal matchup. And at the moment, it's fair to say that there is something slightly mismatched about the two teams. The third for Lubeck, although he will have experience playing against top level contenders, he will have experience playing with his teammates as top level contenders. The problem comes in with Mathis or Contrise, who either one could be the third. I believe that we have them joining the game now, so it does look like it'll be Contrise tonight playing for
It is, yeah.
the new Lubeck squad. But when you start to match things up like that, it does look like a little bit of an off-sided matchup, uh, a little bit of a mismatch in the way. Oldenburg coming in with a full GC squad about at least 1700 a piece, and then you have this random champ 2 on the side, unfortunately, of Lubeck, who needs to play to the speed. I've seen champ 2s do it. NSC has had quite a few champ 2s be able to play up to that level and play at the same speed. The problem comes in is how much they can actually do in terms of offense and defense. A lot of the time they'll try and make up for it in terms of positioning, sort of go, all right, I'm not as fast, so I'll play a little bit more defensive, or I'll play a load more offensive to sort of be in these random positions that they don't expect. And that's sort of how you expect these lower level players to kind of take on these challenges. Right, I'm underleveled, I'm underskilled. I'll just be really random. I'll do some very unexpected things, and a lot of the time it works. I mean, how many times at any GCs in chat have you sort of found there's someone randomly hanging off the backboard, and you think, why the heck are you there? That's what the champ. That's what the champ 2 brings. That's what Contrise can bring, and to me, that could be Oldenburg Avengers' downfall. I mean, ELMP, RLCS, he's played to a high standard. Smiley, he's played to a high standard. Zyphius, he's played to a high standard, so they're expecting like GC plays to go up against. But that random champ 2 on the backboard, Contrise, you know what to do. Go on, lad.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, and especially considering that Oldenburg Avengers didn't really look too strong in their match against Northern Lions. So they look kind of sluggish here and there. And if you want to take advantage of a champ 2, you have to play aggressive. You have to make these plays. You have to take over the game, basically. And if they can't manage to do that, you're absolutely right. They could be surprised by the randomness of Contrise.
But let's see how they do perform against these teams. We've got Crafty giving the go, and we are gonna get them started. Two teams, the two German sides, looking for a space in the next round of the competition. Smiley and Topo Tom starting off with the kickoff. ELMP smashed the outfield. Tries turning. Good 50-50 from him. He'll take control. He's got time and space. The flick a little bit too early, giving away possession. As Oldenburg Avengers and Lubeck start fairly even in the early goings in the first 20 seconds.
And my eyes will be on Phoenix this game for sure, because he can be the difference maker for this Lubeck team. And as I say that, it's actually Topatom winning 2 back-to-back 50-50s, it looked like. Oh, well, he just got a good touch off there. Okay, there was no... It gets the 50-50 against Smiley and puts it straight in. That was kind of surprising to see there. ELMP kind of hesitant there in the corner.
A little bit of a lucky 50-50 to win the day, get the lead. Stopadom looks for another one. Out into the middle, ELMP. A little bit of a mistouch as Phoenix lets it pass, allows tries to move forward. Into the corner, what a touch out. That's a massive clearance to the backboard. Past one, Phoenix won't let it past him though. Gets past one, ELMP straight back into the blue half. Topatom up, around him, Contrise will take control. He pushes it forward, Phoenix helps out. It looks like at the moment the current plan for Lubeck is maybe pin Oldenburg back onto their defense, hold them back on the back line as much as they can. Now that they have the lead, ELMP past one. Getting Phoenix in an odd position. Phoenix finally gets the ball, pushing it forward, but at the moment, Lubeck and Oldenburg Avengers. Oldenburg Avengers are the ones struggling a little bit more.
Yeah, nice demo also there from Topatom, delaying the offense there for Oldenburg Avengers. And yeah, they're doing a good job just keeping the ball out of their own half so far. And Phoenix might be able to sneak that one past Smiley. That was a pretty close one there. But yeah, as you said, Oldenburg still struggling to really get that transition from defense into offense, looking for these passing plays, but Smiley gets that one from ELMP, and what a beautiful shot just below the crossbar.
Absolute belter coming here from these two. ELMP, fantastic pass into the middle. But one problem with sitting on your back line and waiting for shots to come on target is it makes it all the more easy to fit those passes in. Just did that. Great use of the space from Oldenburg Avengers. That's the experience coming in from those top two players in terms of MMR and experience for Oldenburg. As once again, they're pinned back a little bit. Tries a shot on target. ELMP will make the stop. Smiley comes forward into a dribble play. Tom wins out the 50-50 as ELMP. Zyphius meeting on the 50-50, straight to the backboard, dropping down. Zyphius is there, over Tries. Oldenburg Avengers, they make it 2-1.
And it's two good offensive plays here. Great ball there from from Smiley onto the backboard. Kind of caught them off guard there in defense on the Lubeck side. And nobody really on the backboard to answer that one. Xifius in a good position with the follow-up. Actually makes this one 2-1 for Oldenburg. And I'm excited to see how the synergy that has developed over time for this Oldenburg Adventures team will help them in this game, because so far it seems like Lubeck is kind of struggling to find that same synergy that Oldenburg already have.
Seems the roles have been completely swapped. It's Lubeck now who's struggling to find the transition out of defense, whereas Oldenburg were struggling to find the passes maybe to open up Lubeck's defense a little bit more. Zyphius pushing it forward out to the midfield. Nobody fully backing out that touch forward. The LMP pushes it out. Tries. Manages to get in the way. Topatom. Clearance out to Phoenix. Redirect doesn't come through. Zyphius pushing it out to the middle. Phoenix is there. There's shots at the back post. The LMP very much equal to that. The LMP Then push it forward. Gets control. Wins a 50-50.
Oh
Phoenix
my God.
back in time. It's still 2-1. 1 minute 10 to go. Oldenburg Avengers still have the advantage. As now we push towards the last 60 seconds of the matchup.
And, oh, double commit there by Phoenix and Topotom. Basically speaks for what happened in the past 2 or 3 minutes. They can't really find these passes in offense. Looking for solo plays from either Phoenix or Topotom, and so far it's not really working out. ELMP with a demo there in the back line. Not really sure what Topotom was doing there. But they gotta get on the board now with 30 seconds left on the clock.
The next shot, and there we go. Straight through the smoke screen on my end. See what happens. Phoenix up. Gets the shot. Smiley gets the demo. And Zyphius just not quite ready for that as we have a tied game. 26 seconds to go. Kickoff between Zyphius and Contrise. Smiley taking control. Bump. Gets Phoenix out of the way for a moment. ELMP not quick enough to it. Phoenix is up very fast. Contrise to the backboard. Smiley will block that out. Topotom trying to take control in midfield as he does. Push to the sidewall, into the center. Zyphius clearing it out. Last few seconds now. Looks like overtime is on the card.
Oh.
Zyphius drops it into the center. ELMP can't score. Smiley, can he? No, not quite. As Phoenix comes in with the save, he'll drop down now. Crafty, we have overtime to kick off the series.
Yo, what a start here. Phoenix with that clutch save. I thought he was already going into overtime, and then he decided, oh, maybe I should rotate back, get that little save in. And wise decision there
Smiley.
from the star player.
Smiley coming in on the save against Phoenix. Could have been all over for that as Zyphius gets round one. 50-50s around another. Contrise comes through. ELMP into the middle.
Good
Smiley's
pass.
there again. It's a great pass. It's on the line.
Oh
Topotom
my.
comes through. Not quite enough. Smiley, 30 seconds into overtime, will finish off game one.
And we've basically seen that goal from Oldenburg again already. I think it was their first one, just on the other side of the field. And it's, again, ELMP with that infield pass surprising the Lübeck defense. They were not prepared for that kind of play. Couldn't really read that one. And Smiley has been so precise with these shots from midfield.
Exactly where he wants it to go. Exactly where it's just the most uncomfortable to attempt to save for Phoenix there. The save just bounces off the crossbar, drops down. Topotom, a little bit of moment of desperation, a little bit of panic. Those saves are just really awkward to get right because you don't know when someone's just going to fly in and block it out. So you just have to do the best that you can at that moment. And unfortunately, Topotom just finds his own post rather than pushing out to the corner. Great stuff to start off from both teams. We sort of saw both of them in exactly the same roles of being trapped back in their own half and managing to push out slowly but surely. The first half of the game was definitely Lübeck's, and then the second half just became Oldenburg's as it progressed. But again, great stuff from both teams, and I'm looking forward for the rest of this series.
Yeah, and I mean, we already said it. It's do or die. You have to win the series if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive, or your second round hopes alive. And so both of these teams will give it their best here in this series to look forward to that match against Birmingham.
And ELMP is so excited for that matchup. As not only with a 1-game lead in the series, but a 1-goal lead in game 2.
And again, nobody covering that backboard for Lübeck Schallops. You've been talking about these random Champ 2 backboard plays where there's no one on the backboard so far for them, and back-to-back goals now for Oldenburg Avengers, and they are off to a great start in this second match.
Great pressure upfield, and it looks like just the speed of the play caught up to Contrise there. He didn't get up in time, but fantastic work straight off the kickoff to put pressure on press the opposition. ELMP, once again, we find ourselves deep in the blue half, straight off kickoff.
Oh my god, what a pre-flick.
Incredible stuff from him as he pushes it forward. Bump on each other. It's into the middle. No one is there for Lubeck to jump on that opportunity. ELMP into the center. Can he get a second touch? No, he can't. Phoenix gets in the way. Smiley, what can he do? Off the backboard. Contrise coming through with a great stop out to Phoenix. Phoenix, the drill play doesn't come through. Zyphius makes a block. With 45 seconds gone, 2 goals to the betters. The LMP pushing it forward. Zyphius shot can't be saved by Phoenix. And within a minute, Oldenburg Avengers, our current champions, are 3 goals up.
And this looks a lot better than what we've seen from them last week against Northern Lions. They're pretty aggressive. They are also winning these 50-50s in the midfield. And it's basically creating all the pressure that Lubeck can't handle so far. ELMP, the one that been looking for these challenges in midfield, especially in that whiff and defense costs them. Phoenix can't really get this ball away, and Contrise misses it. Topatom misses it. Zyphius is the one to leverage that and makes it 4-0 after only 1 minute of playing time.
1 minute and 5 seconds to be precise, and it only takes 5 seconds in return for a goal to be notched back. 3:50 left on the clock, and with that amount of time, you wouldn't say it's out of the question for Lubeck to find their way back into this competition. Topatom takes on the drill play and wins. Drive kickoff, Contrise, blocked out by Smiley. The LMP taking into the middle, blocked out. Smiley gets the catch over Phoenix, straight to Topatom, looking for a redirect, doesn't come through. Phoenix once again off the backboard. Can he drop it down? Yes, he can. Zyphius can't touch it. Contrise can't either. Barrington Mill. Topatom blocked out by ELMP. Phoenix, one side ball, gets the catch, pushing it forward over Smiley. Topatom's in the way slightly, or is he? The pass comes through. It's there still as it should drop down now. Contrise, the shot just off target. Zyphius will clear things up. A little bit of panic coming through from Oldenburg Avengers, but they make do with the clearances that they have. DMP, the catch to Smiley. No angle, God. But the pass is there. As soon as I was about to hand it over to you, Crafty, another passenger play came in. What a play from Oldenburg.
Beautiful passing play there, and you can see again Lubeck look kind of lost in defense at times, especially when the Oldenburg Avengers are setting the pace of this game and create these passing plays. And it's so hard for Lubeck to read these and interfere before they happen. And so far it's basically been the name of this second game. And if this continues, it could spell disaster for Lubeck, but they can find these answers with plays like these. Phoenix is the guy.
Seems to be the same sort of answers that Oldenburg had in the last game. Just pass it across when they're sitting on the back line and smashing it into the top corner. Great stuff coming through. Great plays coming through from both sides. It's just Lubeck is unable to provide more of them. Drop back. A little bit of space that can't be used. A bit of a harder touch than required there. LMP on the back line. Out to the side, Phoenix. Push it back across. Sit out now onto the back. That was an interesting recovery from Smiley. Upfield, Smiley pushing it into the center. Phoenix will be there first. ELMP and Zyphius getting each other's way, and Smiley's recovered. Back in time to help his team into the middle. Zyphius doesn't find the touch. ELMP taking one, taking a second.
Oh
Phoenix,
my God!
What a save! An incredible read coming through from Phoenix to keep his team in it and keep them within 3. There's Smiley making the save on the other end. Pushing it outfield, LMP still on the back lines as Topatom comes through with a whiff, and that cost them the 4-goal lead is restored. 1 minute 38 to go.
It's so hard to see that happen. Topatom, Phoenix was counting on him to hit that ball caught off guard, nothing to save there against that. And yeah, they basically beat themselves, it seems like, with that hesitation. Great clear or great save from Phoenix before that, but I mean, if you get scored on like that, it's not really gonna boost your morale. And also Contrise, we've talked about him before. He hasn't really been integrated into this team so far in this second match, and they really got to work on that if they wanna come out on top at the end.
Oldenburg Avengers continue with this no mercy approach, still looking for more goals. Lubeck looking for more to try and tie it up, but Zyphius will get in the way of that pass. Contrise shot on target. LMP pushing it wide. Top Tom into the center.
Oh.
Phoenix is there. There's the goal. 3 goals in 49 seconds. It's very possible, Crafty. But what does this Lubeck side need to do?
I mean, we've seen that there are these little defensive mistakes from Oldenburg, and we have seen them miss some rotations. Just with that third goal, Smiley and ELMP going for that corner. Probably should have just stayed in goal. But if Lubeck can...
Ooh, oh my god!
Oh my goodness! What a beautiful play between Topotom and Phoenix.
Are you kidding me, Topo Tom? Getting a perfect pass down in the middle, and Phoenix was already in the air. He was in the air for about 10 minutes before that ball dropped down to him. A perfect pass from Topo Tom, and well read by Phoenix to get in the right position, jump at the right time. 2 goals, 30 seconds left to tick down. My goodness, Crafty, it wasn't just about rotational errors. It's about how nutty Phoenix can be.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it looks like they can actually capitalize on that. So, if they manage to get 2 more goals in here, I mean, that would be insane. A 6-6 overtime. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Well, as much as we talked about 2 goals in 30 seconds, it won't happen now. But what a display being put on by both teams. They take it within 1. But that is very positive signs coming in from Lubeck as Contrise gets involved with the offense and Topo Tom smashes one home. And again, the rotational errors being highlighted there with that one last goal.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've seen that the Lubeck offense has started to click now. Both Topo Tom and Phoenix basically sharing these 5 goals between them. 10 shots as well for both of them. So they look kind of hot right now. If they can manage to get some stabilization into their defense, maybe don't play it as hesitant and as scared, it seems at times, they might actually be able to get that victory in game 3 and pull off the reverse sweep. The potential is there.
An 11-goal game going through from both sides, so it's not just one of them that needs to focus on defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, your offense is incredible. I'm not taking that away from you guys, but please, the rotational errors just opens up the net. A lot of the time, it's been great passing plays, but when you have only one person in net, it doesn't give them much hope when that infield pass comes in. They can't challenge it. They're probably going to get beaten still. They need the help, and both teams need to provide that help for that last man back. So, as much as I enjoy these high-scoring affairs, I also like seeing tight defense. I mean, that Game 6 that we had in the last World Championships, Dignitas against Vitality, who doesn't love that sort of overtime where it's back and forth, saves being made?
Absolutely.
And one last goal to decide it. But one last goal could technically decide this series. It stays that way, but if the defense is anything to recognize by, it won't just be 1 goal in this 3rd game. Oldenburg Avengers looking for the sweep. This win will close out this series and put them through against Birmingham City Blue in the next round. Of course, that match will decide who moves on to the last 16 of the competition. Contrise into the mill. Smiley is there. Clearing out to the back lines of the blue side. Phoenix pushing it to the floor, into the middle. No one's there for the pass. ELMP is, though. Looks like a passing play from ELMP.
Oh, what a bump.
Didn't come through.
Oh, wait, what?
Hello.
What is happening?
You couldn't see my webcam, but I just had this. I saw ELMP spawn in and thought, all right, he's going to go cover the net. It's going to be fine. Then the net was completely open. I just sort of went. I had a double take of just what?
Yeah.
Tries will take the goal, and so will Lubeck.
I mean, I hope this. Oh my. Well, yeah. I'm not even gonna get started. Cypher just puts that one in. I don't know how he does it. Wow.
From one odd situation with defensive mistakes to one where you can't exactly control it. It's just bouncing around for 5 minutes
Yeah.
and then gone into the net off your crossbar.
Hashtag calculated.
Zyphius will take that, so will Oldenburg Avengers, as we're pretty much back to where we started. Except with a little bit less time on the clock. Contries pushing it down. ELMP pushing out to find Zyphius. Outfield again. Solo play, trying to fool Phoenix, but a little bit of a lack of control. Doesn't really fool Phoenix there. Smiley looking for the center. Topatom won't be fooled, but ELMP will get enough of the 50-50. Send it out to the corner. Phoenix up over Zyphius. To the back line. Contries putting pressure on net. This is great stuff going through from Contries. I said at the start of this game that Champ 2s can play at this level. Just got to have a lack of hesitation. Just go for it. And that's what Contries has become in the last, I would say, 2 games towards the end of that second game. And to start off this one, he's putting shots on. He's getting a goal for himself. It's great stuff from him.
Absolutely. I mean, looks like he finally found some confidence. Oh,
here
thought
we go.
Phoenix was going for that flick.
Here we go.
Tries the musty. Doesn't really get it.
Maybe just go back to basics. Just put it in there. That bump play was almost perfect from Topatom. But I think the slowing things down with trying to do a musty might have cost him a little bit. Backline to Smiley. ELMP drops that down. Contries is there, pushing it out to Topatom. Shot off target. He had a little bit. It felt like he had just a little bit more time than just to smash it towards net. But that added pressure has started Oldenburg Avengers be pushed onto this back line. Topatom drops it down. Phoenix is there, but only can push it out to the corner. ELMP takes control. Around 1.
Oh,
towards net.
close one.
Phoenix will be back in time. Relax, Crafty. They've got it under control here. Zyphius misses on the back line, though. Topatom comes through. The 50-50 doesn't get in. And as we tick down the last 2 minutes, neither team has the advantage.
And it's very nice to see that Lübeck finally start to create some pressure, keeping the ball away from their own half and creating these scoring opportunities, even though they're just sitting on that 1 goal so far. And ELMP might actually look to make it 2 for Oldenburg. Gets saved by Topatom, though. But Lübeck are finally working as a 3-man team. It's not just Phoenix and Topatom, and what a redirect!
Topatom finally puts it in, and the 2 teams working at sort of different ends. I'm enjoying seeing Oldenburg Avengers just use that little moment of time that they have to develop some solo plays to come through. As we saw ELMP at one end, but at this end it's Topatom and his team, Lübeck, coming through to get the advantage for the last minute 10 to tick down now. The LMP pushing it back forward. Phoenix will get in the way, dropping it down. Smiley needs to get up.
Oh,
Just misplaying a little bit. My goodness, he does get 1 to commit. Tries comes through. Zyphius will make the stop. Smiley needs to take control. She does, pushing it forward. The side, Topatom, flicking it back. ELMP is there, and the save doesn't come through. We have a tied game with 49 seconds to go.
once again, Lübeck had it. And then this Fields Batman backflip from Topatom, basically putting the ball right in front of ELMP, giving him this scoring opportunity. Probably shouldn't have happened. And now they find themselves in the same situation that they were a few minutes ago. With their backs against the wall, they need that victory in Game 3.
And
But Contrice is back on the board.
It might just still be there as Contrice comes through. Great 50-50 from Top of Tom to get through. Finex putting on the backboard to lure Team Oldenburg Avengers out. And Contrice, it falls to him and he gets the job done. 36 seconds to go. 1 goal advantage for Lubeck. Almost dismantled there in 1 kickoff. But it won't be. We have 30 seconds to tick down now. Zyphius into the center. Top of Tom. Spinning out to the side. He has control. Smiley out to ELMP. Back across. Just a little bit behind. Finex to try and challenge. He does. Rolls towards net and it's in. 2 goal advantage. 30 seconds to go. It looks like we're not ending the series with a sweep. We're going to game 4.
Yeah, great read there from Phoenix. That probably seals the deal. I don't know. Smiley should probably let that ball down for Zyphius, who was approaching. But in the end, maybe a little bit of communicational errors there. It looks like Lübeck are finally getting the first win of the day. Unless we see some miracle happening. Not really.
1 second.
Well, there's still, yeah, there is 1 second.
Technically, miracles can happen with 1 second on the clock.
Is this Rocket League?
I mean, it is, but could it be? Could it be? This is Rocket League. You know, got to get some excitement in there to show the difference. Smiley, it drops straight away.
It's not.
No miracles today. As Oldenburg Avengers will see the ball drop. And Lubeck, they'll take their first game of the series, but 1 fleet done. In fact, from both teams, I've been saying it constantly, these teams are playing beautifully. They're playing incredibly well, and oftentimes it has still come down to the defense. But
yeah,
both teams on offense are showing that they can mix it up, which makes it even harder for the defense to come through. Because now they're thinking, right, are they going to come for a solo play? Are they just going to leave it off Finex to smash into our top corner? What's going to happen? And that thought on your mind increases the hesitation on defense and makes goals easier to come by. So it's definitely an offensive matchup that we're having rather than defensives try and stop as many goals as possible. And that's interesting in terms of whoever goes on from here to face BCU. I mean, BCU are incredibly defensive, and we have 2 teams here who can dismantle each other when they try to both be defensive. So
absolutely, but then at the same time, we have seen these teams overcommit to these offensive plays, and it cost them. And I can actually see a team like BCU take advantage of that. And I got kicked off of the server, did I? I don't know. We all did. Okay.
We all did.
We all did. Okay, I'm fine then. So yeah, I can actually see that happening against Birmingham. But the thing with Lübeck that kind of gets my hopes up for them is that they finally were able to really connect with Contrice as well in these offensive rotation. He had 6 shots. He had the most shots on his team in that last game. And that is something that we haven't seen from him in game 1 and 2. And I'm looking forward to this 4th and potential 5th game and to see whether he is really able to step up for his team as well. Because Phoenix and Topatum, they have great synergy. We've seen that already. But if they can manage to keep Contrice in this game, and if he finally gets this confidence, then this team could actually beat Oldenburg, our reigning champions, and kick them out of this tournament.
We've had the World Champions curse, now we could have the EURC Champions curse. I mean, it's ELMP, can't find the opening net, but like you said, it's so important getting your entire team involved in this play. It's like if one person's not performing, that is 1/3 of the team gone, out of the play. And the first 2 games, we saw Contrice slightly more out of it. So now coming into it, he's found his spot. He found how he needs to play. Just needs to continue that. We start the 4th game. No goals, it looks like, in the first 50 seconds of the matchup. The goal in the first 60 still available as it's deep in the orange half. Zyphius taking forward in a dribble. Contrice gets in the way. That'll drop down. Top of Tom can't find the net, and Zyphius will push it out wide. Zoldenberg Avengers still defending the center of the pitch as that drops down. 2 defenders going through to find the block. And a minute 15 gone. No goals just yet.
I think we just saw a rule number 1 between Tapatom and I think it was ELMP that got broken apart by Phoenix, but he apologizes immediately in chat, so it's all good.
Ooh, does the apology take away the fact that he's going to have bad luck for the next 7 years? Ooh, it's
Probably
still up
not.
for debate. Phoenix, big clearance. No one quite following up, but Zyphius is push out to Tom. Control is... Well, control should have been straight back into the hands of Lubeck, but they seem to just throw it away a little bit too easily there. Zyphius can't block Phoenix on the back line as Smiley moving across, trying to push it out wide again. Blocks coming through. LMP. Smiley upfield. Now it's all about the follow-up for Oldenburg Avengers. Smiley can't find the push across the LMP. The shot into the side netting. ELMP opens up the scoring in game 4.
And once again, it's all Lübeck players too far back in defense. They can't really intercept these passes. And I don't know if they do not see them coming or if they're just too confident in their ability to save them. But so far, it's not really been working out because they keep finding these infield passes on the Oldenburg side. And it doesn't really matter whether it's ELMP or Smiley, they both know how to score these.
Tom blocked out ELMP. Can't find a second. Phoenix trying to flick past one, can't manage that. Oldenburg Avengers starting to find their footing, find their strengths in game 4. Looks like the server maintenance is abruptly halted. A little bit of momentum possibly for Lubeck. Top Tom pushing it down the side. Blocked out by Smiley. Zyphius drops it down. Another touch into the center. ELMP doesn't push up, just waits a moment. Drops it unfortunately down to Phoenix. And again, the transition out of defense for Lubeck seems to be their undoing this time, which is surprising. They had it so strong in games 1, 2, and 3. They were able to get out of their own half together, but a lot of the time they are throwing away possession a little bit too easily. Their ability to get their offense, get more goals, tie up this game is taken away just a little bit.
It also seems like the game has slowed down quite a bit compared to the last 3 games, and it kind of plays into the hands of Oldenburg because they actually used to be a very patient, very defensive team. Not really what you would expect from them after you've seen game 1, 2, and 3, but this is just a lot more their playstyle. They can sit back a bit, they wait for Lubeck to make a mistake, find that counter attack, get that good challenge in midfield maybe, and the clock keeps ticking down for Lubeck, and Oldenburg will continue to stay that passive for now because they don't have to do pretty much anything right now.
Well, passing plays tempted to come through from Lubeck. Contries can't quite find the drop down.
Oh,
Clearance not found. ELMP
dead
has
whiff.
an open net. An unfortunate whiff on the backboard. 20 seconds to go. A 2-goal lead coming from Oldenburg Avengers. This could be it for the series, but I won't count out the miracles. Like we said last game, 1 second can be enough with the right kickoff. And with the right shots on target, this could be Lubeck's series yet. The LMP drops it down. Zyphius clearing it out to the back lines in the blue half. Smiley into the center. And tries pushing it forward. Phoenix will come through. But with the last few seconds to tick down, this might be all she wrote for Lubeck and their EURC run. It is 0 seconds. Thanks for coming, Lubeck. But Oldenburg Avengers just too strong in the end.
Finally, we do see some good old Oldenburg that we've missed last week, and they move on to face BCU in the next round. And so the champions stay alive. But I mean, they're not through yet. There's one more match for them to make it to the next round. And it's not going to get easier for them.
Tough matchup against BCU Blue, who are having a great season so far in NSE. But I believe we're going to throw to a break, and then we'll talk about that matchup as soon as we get back. But next up on stream, like we've just been talking about, Oldenburg Avengers, they move on from this matchup 3-1, and it's BCU to face up to them next. And the winner finds himself in the last 16 of the EURC 2020. See you after the break.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Bring that beat back.
And we are back. Oldenburg Avengers, just before the break, took down their German comrades 3-1 to move on to this point in the competition, where they'll face off against the UK's very own Birmingham City Blue. I'm RW Dragon. I'm joined, as always, by Crafty on the other side. But we've had an interesting discussion over the break, and some interesting facts being brought to our attention. Outside of Kit and Berlin, the two top German sides coming to this competition, no recorded wins for Germany against non-German teams. So coming to this matchup, it's an interesting curse to have hanging over Oldenburg's heads.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have Berlin and Kit, you basically don't need any other German team to face the competition. I mean, it's fair to say that Berlin and Kit are both teams that are probably sort of expected to make it pretty far within the tournament. I mean, I'm not saying they're expected to win the whole thing, but they are definitely looking like they could make it to semifinals or finals. I don't know. And then again, the rest of the pack in Germany, and it looks like especially UK as a scene has developed incredibly well the past year, or maybe few years even, and it looks like Germany has been trailing a bit so far. They're not as strong anymore compared to the rest of Europe, outside of maybe these 1-2 teams like Kiddersi and Berlin. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to them to find their spot again. It looks like they have been on a pretty good level for quite some time now, but it looks like they kind of stagnated. They didn't really push past that point, and it happened in a lot of other countries like the UK, or even the Netherlands or Italy, where these teams seem to be getting a lot stronger over time, and that did not really happen for the German squads so far. At least that's what I feel like I could observe here. But I mean, these games will show. These games will show how good these teams outside of Kiddersi and Berlin really are compared to the rest of Europe.
I mean, I feel like the UK especially has had quite a golden intake in terms of the freshers this year, and not even just the freshers. That we've just had a few people just sort of turn up out of nowhere in terms of teams, and that's just not talking about the top teams. Sheffield Hallam, who sort of made a kind of a miracle run last year when they were going through qualification and the group stage of EURC. They were never expected to make it. They were still a regional team at the time, and now all of a sudden they've sort of had a little bit of a roster shift, and they've sort of found themselves being pretty comfortably a national team. So that's not even including the fact that Sheffield Hallam have done that. Imagine that, but every single national team have managed to do that. Have a pretty much a golden intake, or the chemistry that's already been there. It's another year of just absolute, just constantly playing together as a team and develop that bond, develop that chemistry. And that's what I feel like has happened over in the UK. Not only has that golden intake happen, but now teams are sort of realizing, right, we can do pretty well at this. So the European scene is now starting to boom. Let's concentrate. Let's have some scrims. Let's have some competitions against some other teams. And all of a sudden UK's pretty much top of the pile. I think going into these next round of eliminations, we had 15 teams, 11 teams coming through the qualifiers. That's an incredible number. In comparison, Germany came into this stage with 6, which was the same amount they had going through into the last 16 last year. And now only 2 have made it to the same point in terms of this year already. They could make it 3 though.
Yeah.
They could make it 3 with this matchup. BCU, we've talked about them slightly already. Incredibly defensive, but incredibly regimented. They won't have the same problems as we saw with Oldenburg and in fact Lübeck, of not being able to shut down that infield pass. They are very regimented in that factor. They will have the game sense to notice that play coming in and think, right, that's the pass we need to block out. That's not happening. And after playing them last week, they're so regimented. They are annoyingly regimented on their back line. Oldenburg, they're going to have to pull out all the stocks if they want to get past them.
Absolutely. And I mean, we can definitely say that Oldenburg have looked a lot better already today than last week. But is it enough to beat a team like BCU? To be honest, I don't think so. But we will see, and I, of course, do hope that they can actually make it through.
To start off things, it's not looking great, but there's still 1 goal in the first game. It's not too much to panic about. Crafty is ELMP. I'm not sure if ELMP got that touch or if Rottweiler forced him into that position. But the opening goal does go to BCU. First blood drawn by the blue team. Zyphius pushing it out into the corner of the kickoff. Out to the side. Equalizer not going through yet. ELMP. Huge redirect to the back line as Zyphius will take control from here. First touch isn't good enough as Match gets in the way. Smiley takes it away from a Birmingham City player. I believe this is Examp. And using the Elias as Versace Tom, but at the moment BCU forcing Oldenburg Avengers not only onto their back line but straight into the net, and there's so much confusion going on with Oldenburg Avengers.
Absolutely. And I mean, you've talked about BCU being a very defensive team. So far, I've only seen them in offense, and it's working out pretty good for them.
Find another straight off the kickoff. Complete disarray coming in from Oldenburg Avengers.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit rough to say disarray off that. That's just a plain kickoff goal. 150-50 not going your way, and the ball rolls essentially into your net. But off the first 2, the biggest thing I notice is that defense, as soon as they fall onto the back line, it seems to be confusion, desperation, everything negative. You don't want to happen to your defense coming through as Examp. Using quite an interesting in-game name currently. He moves forward, has a flip onto the backboard, ELMP pushing it out, but Magic reads the play wonderfully. One thing does have to be said, the game sense on BCU Blue is incredible. Even with Magic, the lowest ranked player on this team, still has that ridiculous game sense to know where to be, just like that. As he plays it down to the middle, Sachi Tom on target. ELMP making the block. Oldenburg Avengers still trapped. They need to find the transition forward, and it looks like ELMP wants to provide that for Smiley. Into the middle. ELMP can't find the shot. Blocked out by BCU. Finally, you see a little sign of the regimented defense of BCU Blue.
Yeah, but it's so hard for Oldenburg Avengers right now to really alleviate that pressure from BCU. It seems like they can't really find these good touches.
Oh my goodness.
These good clears. What a save there. And immediately transitioned into offense. BCU are looking so quick right now. And Oldenburg Avengers really can't seem to get a foot in here.
Seems that all the footholds have been taken away. Every rung of the ladder, except for maybe that one. Smiley finds the rung, grabs hold. A 2-goal deficit now to make up with 2:39 to go. Rottweiler just with the misread off the backboard. Coming through, and the miss comes into play. Oldenburg Avengers, they're climbing their way back into this.
Absolutely. Sometimes that is all you need to regain some momentum. ELMP going for the ceiling shot even now. He has definitely found some confidence. Is that enough for Oldenburg Avengers to get back into this game?
Well, another goal would certainly do no harm for Oldenburg. Rottweiler trying to find his way to Examp. Examp is just about there first, but Zyphius takes away full control. The shot just off target. Rottweiler sends it out to the side. The angle can't be found for ELMP. 2 minutes to go. And a huge chance goes begging for Oldenburg Avengers. It's Examp.
Oh, what a bump.
An insane goober stomp coming through.
Beautiful. Who was it? Yeah, it was Rottweiler.
Rottweiler.
Coming off the backboard. Goodbye, ELMP. What a play. What a play from Rottweiler.
So long farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Completely out of the play. As once again, Examp off the crossbar. Rottweiler's up, can't find the net. Magic will block that out. Maintaining a little bit of control for BCU Blue. As Rottweiler can't find a centering touch. Smiley over one, but guess who's back? Examp making up with the play. As you can see, just as I was sort of saying, after playing these guys, they are annoyingly regimented. You'll find they'll always have someone back, someone always ready. Not only that, but they seem to have fantastic communication between one another to sort of who's taking over now, who's gonna get possession and take it forward. And Oldenburg Avengers, at the moment, it seems to be Smiley who's trying to bring it forward in solo plays. Used a little bit of space that they do have to craft some opportunities. Dypheus into the air. Rottweiler, great catch out to the side, sending it forward. Examp is there, drops it down to Magic. The shot just wide. ELMP pushing out to Smiley. 45 seconds to go, Crafty, and it seems like the German curse of not being able to take down any European opponents might just continue.
Yeah, BC are just playing it incredibly patiently right now. They don't really give him too much space. They just wait for these opportunities to find a counter-attack, and it's been working out great for them. I mean, we do have some passing opportunities, but it's just, as you said, always that one guy in the back who will make that save. There is the whip from Magic, though. It's only a 2-goal difference, but 12 seconds. That doesn't get me. Doesn't get my hope out already.
Well, the positive thing is they are making the most of unforced errors coming in, and they're providing opportunities for themselves with that. It's just the back line. Those 2 early goals that they conceded, in fact 3 if we include the kickoff, which kind of has its basis in a little bit of luck and speed on BCU's half, but those first 2 goals conceded pretty much through desperation as they sort of tried to do their best to cover the net. And all of a sudden, they find themselves 2 goals down. And if it wasn't for those 2 goals coming through, the kickoff goal wouldn't happen. And technically, it's 2-1 Oldenburg.
I mean, ELMP had 8 shots in this game. I didn't expect that, to be honest. But he ramped up more shots than the entirety of BCU. So there is hope, I guess, for Oldenburg. Their offense is still clicking. I mean, they do find these passing plays, they do find these scoring opportunities, but so far BCU playing a very solid defense. And if Oldenburg can start to control the pace of the game, they might be able to come out victorious. So far, it looks like BCU's game plan comes into fruition.
The problem I see with Oldenburg trying to either slow things down at least, is Rottweiler. He was at one point best in the world at 1v1s, and I would still consider the fact that it's kind of like riding a bike. You never really forget it. Ones is kind of the same in that sort of factor. but slowing the game down is certainly not the right choice, I would say. They need to speed it up, I would say. Do their best to try and take BCU out of the play and go as fast as you can. Just try and outpace them. Because slowing things down, that's where they really rule the roost. We start off the next game. Huge clearance out. Goldenberg, move it to the back line. Here's the sort of the change of pace I would have expected. Huge hits being pushed upfield. BCU Blue slowly having a few cracks to start to show with this faster pace. ELMP pushing out to the side, but that's a mistake coming through. The first goal once again going to BCU.
Another unusual touch there from ELMP. He had one in the first game that led to the first goal for BCU, and it happens again in game 2. And it feels like they're just not on the same page there in defense at times, and so far it really cost them in the series.
Still back line in the blue half until now. Straight into the orange. Xiphius can't keep control. Pushed out into the blue, but no one following it up. Here we're back to the square one with the mistakes from Oldenburg. They're getting the pushes upfield, but no one is there to transition the offense. No one's there to take control upfield. Till now, they found a little bit of possession. Still pushed out to midfield. ELMP. Back up. Rottweiler. Dropping it down to midfield. Smiley. Shot. Save from Magic. Out to Xiphius. Xiphius backflips though. Past one. Oldenburg Avengers. They're finding a little bit of their footing on offense now. They just need to close things down. Get a little bit closer. Give BCU a little bit less time. Just like that. ELMP provides an equalizer.
Beautiful series of touches there. Xiphius immediately up after that ball from Smiley and ELMP to follow that one up. Great offensive rotation there from Oldenburg Avengers. And you can see, if you can actually pin them down in defense, you can still find these holes.
Just seems to be about Oldenburg Avengers for finding that confidence to keep challenged, maintain possession, maintain pressure. And
oh my god, it's done it.
Big whiff coming through from Magic's. Rottweiler finds a double save though. We remain at 1-1. That was very close from BCU. I'm sure they will enjoy getting that out of their own net. Good Zamp. Sending it straight across field. The LMP. Pushing it towards the side. Past one. Still has control. A little bit of a mistake on the recovery as Rottweiler will maintain control. Just about a little bit of a mistake there as he flew across. Rottweiler again. Demoed by Smiley. Great defensive demo coming through from Oldenburg Avengers. Xiphius. Locked out by Examp. Smiley. Across the LMP. Whiff on the back line, on that front line. And Rottweiler can still push it forward. BCU though, not quite finding the same sort of pressure that he had in the first game, which is a big positive for Oldenburg Avengers. They're finding their footing now on defense. They're taking their time, taking the touches they need to push it out. As we see Smiley get it straight into the blue half. But again, 1:40 to go in the match. We have a tied game.
Yeah, Oldenburg definitely starting to make headway in this game, and their offensive rotations look a lot better in this second match as Xiphius puts in another one after ELMP wins back-to-back challenges there. And then does he get a bump there? I couldn't quite see it.
At least he forced the jump.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, that's something that we have seen from ELMP in the past. He's always going for these offensive rotations where he takes some extra time before he goes back into his own half, but takes either one player out or at least forces some jumps or bumps, and that has helped their offense starting to get going. And so far, BCU can't really find an answer to that.
Finally, tipping it over the bar. ULMP pushing it forward. And out to the side, control for Rottweiler. This little pinch. But being guffed a little bit. Dump up. Trying to find a pass in the center. Can't be found. Rottweiler's push out to the side. Also can't be found as Zyphius. Dribble blocked. Rottweiler misses. ELMP pushing it towards the center. Magic over one. Onto the side. Examp. Into the center. Zyphius. Gets enough to find a high touch. Rottweiler dropping it down. Magic onto the backboard. Examp is there. Tight game with 23 seconds to go. And Oldenburg Avengers caught on the back line once again.
Just when we thought Oldenburg had everything under control, they give it over, hand it over to BCU, and allow them to make these offensive rotations again, to apply this pressure and force Oldenburg into a defensive position where they're not really comfortable. Will they be able to answer this one before regular time, or will we go into overtime?
Rottweiler around one. Into the center. ELMP will block it out just in time. Zyphius has an opportunity here as it's dropped back. Smiley's there. It'll drop just before the line. Overtime is secured. 1 goal to win. This one for BCU to push it to match to series point. Smiley to the backboard. Locked out, and the other side of things, a huge opportunity for Oldenburg to push things back more to their favor. BCU almost found a winner. Within 30 seconds of overtime starting, huge clearance from Examp. No one from BCU gets to follow up. Smiley gets there first. Magic on the back line takes a little moment to control. Zyphius missing out on the pinch. So that'll drop down shot on target.
Oh my god.
It finds a way in. Oldenburg Avengers down 2 in the series as they lose 3-2 in game 2.
I'm not really sure what Zyphius was doing there. What he was trying to achieve with these touches. But in the end, he puts it right in front of Examp, who really, I mean, that was one hell of a shot. Nothing to take away from that one, but it feels kind of sad. It feels like Oldenburg, they had a very good start at the second game. They controlled the game for like the entirety of 4 minutes, the first 4 minutes, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they actually had that lead, they just seemed to roll over and started not doing anything at all and gave it over to BCU. And I mean, that's definitely a crack in their morale again. And I don't know if this is actually a curse. I don't want this to be a curse, but it's looking like these German squads outside of Berlin and Kidderssee are really struggling with these play styles and these different approaches that they maybe have not played against or not seen in Uniliga.
Well, whatever it is, it's certainly costing them their chance in the last 16 of the competition as both teams line up once again. BCU want to close this out as soon as they can. There's an Oldenburg Avengers resurgence be the last problem they will want to deal with. Locked out by Example. Straight off the kickoff, Rottweiler to the backboard. Zyphius can't meet that, but Magic can't either. Straight to the diagonal, dropping down into the center. Rottweiler pushing it back. Smiley's there though, looking for a second touch. Blocked out by Example. Good recovery from the BCU blue team to make sure the missed touches don't result in a goal. Smiley can't be blocked. Magic is up. Out to the side. 30 seconds in. Some positives and negatives already being shown from both teams. Oldenburg Avengers, I would argue, just looking a little bit stronger to start off with in this game.
Yeah, but we do see some some whiffs here, and ELMP pretty far back with no boost. Able to get that mid boost though. Very important. Otherwise, it would have been a very awkward rotation for him. But Oldenburg are looking a bit nervous, and I don't think that's a good sign. I mean, they are with their backs against the wall once again, and you don't want to be in a position like that against a team like BCU, where you know that they will be very patient. We'll just sit back and wait for that mistake to happen. But can Oldenburg Avengers find these offensive rotations again that they had in Game 2 and make use of it?
BCU finding the clearance, but instantly dropping back. No one's going to challenge the backline clearance. Zamp moving forward. Zyphius blocking that out. Drop down into the center. Rottweiler's not quite there. Smiley pushes that out wide. ELMP 45 boost, going for the play. Blocked out, but again, BCU Blue taking their time on the back line to get rid of it. Smiley takes it past one, pushing it forward still. Rottweiler blocked out. Is that in? No, just wide. Zamps can slowly push that out. Zyphius holding the midfield line. This is what Oldenburg need. They need to put pressure on, starting from the midfield, pushing forward. They want to start taking this BCU team for the ride of their lives on a reverse sweep. Rottweiler pushing forward. ELMP clearing it out to the midfield line once again. Smiley dropping it down. Zyphius out to the middle. Zamp can't find his way over ELMP. Rottweiler again pushing it forward. Here comes Examp looking to drop it down. Not to a teammate though, that's pushed out once again.
And Oldenburg are losing a lot of control over midfield right now. BCU basically controls both boosts in midfield for or has control both boosts for like the past 2 minutes, and it's really hard for Oldenburg to get out of their own half. They managed to do that now. Hope for them to be able to reset now and get that boost back. Wait, oh my god, I thought this was actually going in.
Magic taking his time as he does there. He finds a 50-50, needs to find a pinch in the center. Smiley able to block that out as the clearance comes through from Zyphius. Smiley, his clearance blocked out by Examp. Rottweiler is there, the 50-50 just about going the side of the orange players. ELMP towards the net, blocked out by Examp, into the middle. Examp, up. Can't find another touch as Smiley gets the block. Rottweiler into the middle. Magic off the crossbar. No one following through from BCU, so it's this time Oldenburg coming away with the ball. Zyphius going off the play to try and find a center pass. No one playing off him. Smiley on the back line looking for control, pushing it forward. Magic finds the 50-50, another 50-50. ELMP finds a shot though. Great save from Rottweiler on the back line. Zyphius shot again, sent wide. 40 seconds remaining, no goals to anyone's names until maybe now. Great save from Examp, saving BCU, but he can't save them now. Oldenburg Avengers, they take the lead with 33 to go.
What an incredible game so far. Very conservative on both sides. And it's all about these little touches, these little challenges, the 50-50s, be it mid-air or on the ground. Who is coming out on top in these challenges is basically deciding this game. And this time it's been Zyphius finding that shot in the open net. And with only 25 seconds left on the clock, this could already be it.
Like a little bit of panic has set in. Alternatively on BCU as they're starting to double commit. They're starting to try and now find goals when they just need to relax and make the opportunities that they already have going for them. Magic shot blocked up by Smiley. It comes down to this as it drops down. It bounces just before the zero. Rottweiler has an opportunity. Smiley blocks that out. It will drop. Oldenburg Avengers stay alive in the series.
Whew. They do indeed. Curse averted for now. It's not really. I mean, there's still 2 games to go. But what an incredible game from Oldenburg. I mean, that's exactly what they needed right now. A very strong defensive showing from them now. They had a lot of great clears. They had a lot of control over the backboard. Even for these 1 or 2 minutes where BCU basically controlled the entire field, they weren't really able to get any good shots on target because Oldenburg was still able to apply pressure before the shots happened, and it forced BCU into an awkward position where they couldn't really leverage that pressure that they created. And being able to survive these 1 or 2 minutes brought them back into the game. They controlled the rest of the game so far, and I'm super impressed by how patiently they approached this and waited out the touches from BCU, then immediately went for the challenge in midfield, and were able to apply a lot of pressure in the end in these last 1 or 2 minutes. And I mean, in the end, it's just that one goal that you need. You were looking forward to games like these where it's just that one goal that decides the game. If they can keep that defense going, they are in for a reverse sweep.
BCU this time, one's calling for a reset as Smiley finds a bump. Magic is back in time. But the shot still comes through. The aftermath of the bump from Smiley resonates through BCU, and Zyphius finds the net off the pressure. Oldenburg Avengers kicking things off with the first goal, 17 seconds in. Start with the advantage. Xamp losing out on the kickoff, but Rottweiler's on the back line, going into an air dribble, trying to take it forward. 50-50, pretty even, but it'll be advantage. Oldenburg Avengers, they're the one to follow up. Xamp can't find a push out, but Rottweiler this time trying to find a double touch. Almost reads clearance out to the side. Rottweiler comes through, blocked and demoed. Xamp pushing out to the side, but another demo. Oldenburg Avengers, they're starting to get a little bit vicious and starting to assemble some attacks. The Lumpy, the shot blocked by Xamp. Rottweiler needs to get back, does just in time, pushed out to Magic. Magic still rotating though. Does have time to turn around and push it towards net. Rottweiler's there, gets a block. He's gonna rotate through a few bumps of his own, but a demo
Another
on
one.
Magic. Possibly closing down the attack. Xamp going through. What's he got here? Flip reset, blocked by LMP. Great read. Prevent the attack, and almost no one in net for a moment, as ELMP's camera showed no one rotating back. Xamp out to the side. Oldenburg Avengers, the physical play to start off this game, have really rattled BCU, it seems.
Yeah, ELMP's been on a rampage, finding demo after demo after demo, and still going for these touches in offense. He is everywhere at the moment, really increasing the pace of this game. And so far, BCU finding themselves in defense most of the time. They gotta watch out, especially for these aggressive plays.
BCU feeling a little bit hot under the collar. There's Xamp, can't drop it down, but it does find its way to Magic. The shot blocked. Rottweiler try and find a way to the mill, blocked by ELMP. Smiley is up. He comes through with a miss. Magic has an open net to shoot out. Says the tied game. The defensive rotations from Oldenburg, their mistakes, they're back, and it might not be the greatest time for them to return.
Yeah, it looked like everyone was going for boost there, and nobody's safe back in net. That was kind of unfortunate. I mean, there wasn't a lot of boosts available for them, so I don't know if they would have been able to make that save in the first place, but still, we've seen these mistakes happening early in the series. We've seen them happening against Lübeck. Let's hope for them to be able to fix that immediately, because they can't lose another game.
One more game for BCU to take the series. One more game for Oldenburg Avengers to bring it forward to a game 5. All hanging in the balance with no goals to separate them with 2 minutes to go. Miley for the backboard. Zyphius won't commit for that. ELMP waiting for the touchdown to get to Smiley off the crossbar. Rottweiler sending it forward. Zyphius will block that out, but Rottweiler can follow up still to the backboard. No one there for BCU though. It seems like they've already gotten to an overtime mindset of not really want to push it forward, or they're losing boost control of the pitch. Rottweiler again sending it forward. Smiley shot down, easy save from Magic, very patient on the back line. The LMP winning 150-50. Rottweiler trying to get in the way but ends up missing out, and Smiley's too fast. Gets in there, and then you have the 2-1 lead.
And ELMP again with this aggression in midfield finds some great challenges. You can see they managed to get some momentum back, and it's about these challenges. I said it earlier. If you control midfield, if you are able to be victorious in these challenges, great touch there from Exam, then you will create that pressure. You will force your opponent to make mistakes, to expend a lot of boost in defense. And that is what they're hoping for. But BCU are looking to strike back.
You need to strike back as Oldenburg Avengers seem to be the one with the wind in their sails, playing with their tails up. Anything you want to say about the momentum, it's everything is going Oldenburg Avengers' way, and BCU need to shut it down now. They need to find a goal in the next 30 seconds to try and take this to overtime and close out the series from there. But Oldenburg Avengers will do everything in their power to deny that, as they deny that pass between Rottweiler and Exam. Flick over one, denied. Rottweiler trying to play it down into Mill, gets there. Magic, the shot, there, the tied game with 12 seconds to go. BCU are still alive in game 4.
Magic with that read comes in flying. ELMP couldn't really get enough power behind that touch from the backboard, and there's no one in the net. And Magic with that crucial equalizer, looking for an overtime in game 4.
It's just, it comes down to moments like that, the moments of confidence, the moments of pressure. You decide to turn and face the ball, and that's what Magic had there. The confidence to turn and play. Rottweiler pushes it down to Magic again, the hero.
Oh, what a shot.
With 12 seconds to go, becomes the hero for BCU as they take down the champions of Europe.
Only 20 seconds separating these two goals from Magic, and he takes over the game. BCU continue in the EURC, and what a showing from them.
The last 16 has been secured for BCU as they hold out against Oldenburg Avengers. And I mean that sincerely. They held out. They didn't end up easily moving through as they seemed to do in game 1. They struggled. They fought for that last victory to come through and get themselves through to the next round. But get through they did. We did talk about it in previous games. We did talk about Oldenburg Avengers. They slowly did. They slowly started to break down that regimented defense by just being so annoying on offense. Getting the shots on, sending them wide, luring people out for challenges, but ended up winning the 50-50s. It was great stuff from Oldenburg Avengers on offense, and it's just a shame we won't get to see more of them in this season of EURC.
Absolutely. I mean, we have started to see some of their strengths there, and their physical play that really came to fruition there. But then in the end, it's that magic moment that you need. And Magic, with these 2 goals, being the match winner, that's all they needed. And I mean, it looked like they could force this into a game 5, and I'm kind of sad it did not happen. But in the end, I mean, a well-deserved victory for BCU, and I'm excited to see where this team is able to go in this in the rest of this tournament.
That will close out, I believe, the action from that group. I'm just going to double check that, as next up we'll be moving over to group D matchup, which is, as one of our admins, Sinrus, has put, the UK admin, is without the doubt, Group D was the toughest group to get through. I mean, what we have after the break, Loughborough Lions facing off against Engines Stuttgart, another German versus UK matchup, not respectively. Of course, Loughborough is not famous for being in the Hessen region of Germany. It's, I believe it's Stuttgart that's in Hessen. I can't remember my German geography because I remember going to Stuttgart.
It's Baden-Württemberg.
Yeah. Apologies to Stuttgart for getting my geography wrong.
No worries.
After going there once, but that is after the break. I believe we have a few. Well, actually, I've only been sent one score matchup. I unfortunately don't have the bracket open, but Sussex Sharks are out of Europe. I believe Groningen from the Netherlands, I believe they are moving on to the last 16, unless it's just onto that final sort of deciding round. But congratulations to Groningen. Unfortunately, commiserations to Sussex, one of the UK teams dropping out there. But we've had a UK team go through here, decided as BCU take down the European champions 3-1 to move on to the last 16. But after the break, as I said before, Engine Stuttgart will face up to Loughborough Lions. I don't have information here, but this might be for a place in the last 16. We'll have to see. Actually, nah, I don't think it is. I think this is the first.
No, the
round.
winner will. Yeah, the winner will go up against Doran's Nijmegen,
which will most likely be on another stream. I'll try and find information for that if you are a Loughborough Lions supporter after this next matchup. But after the break, I'll find that information for you, and we'll see you for the next best of 5 matchup.
Turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy.
The curse continues for German sides against non-German teams as BCU Blue took down the the former champions, Oldenburg Avengers, as this season will find a new champion of Europe. My name's Ardio Dragon. I'm joined by Crafty once again, and this time the next UK versus Germany matchup. Loughborough Lions facing off against Engines Stuttgart.
Yeah, and I don't see this curse stopping anytime soon, because Engine Stuttgart, yes, they had an incredible last season. In the end, they just placed third. Everyone expected them to actually make it to the finals. They didn't make it, but still, it was an incredible season. They looked very strong, but now they lost Desired, one of their best player. Maybe not the best player. You could argue for both Desired and all that remains there. But with him out of the team, this team doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel as strong anymore. And I'm not sure. I've been talking to some of you guys from the UK scene, and I've heard that Loughborough sits in the same or in a similar spot there because they don't look as strong as they used to as well. So I'm not sure where to put them next to Engine Stuttgart. Maybe help me out.
Here's the thing. Loughborough like to scrim together. They have several teams, and their A and B team are sort of pretty well known for being almost exactly the same level, except of course the A team's just a little bit better in terms of players. So because of that amount of scrimming they do against each other, the amount of practice they do against each other, they have great chemistry between any sort of team. So they can sort of constantly switch out. Recently over Christmas, Smokey decided to either retire from Rocket League or just retire from the Uniliga, whichever one happened. So they lost Smokey, who was, I think, 1800 or 1900, incredibly good mechanical player, incredibly fast. But here's the thing. All that Loughborough needed to do was look at the B team and go, right, which of you have played with us before? TDB, why don't you come over into the A team once again? And now TDB's back in the A team, and it hasn't fixed everything. They're 8th in NSC at the moment. They're very much mid-table, just outside the championship bracket spots. But still, like I said, when you're like Loughborough and you can just sort of switch out players because they've been in the A team before, the chemistry is still there. It's never really gone away. And so I think comparing our sort of notes there, I'd say Loughborough, like you said, I think they're in a slightly stronger position in terms of chemistry. And in fact, I would say on paper are the better team at the moment. So the curse might continue, but shocks happen in Rocket League. They always happen. They're always a possibility of happening. So Engine Stuttgart, we shouldn't count them out yet, and Loughborough shouldn't either. As soon as you take a team lightly, that can be curtains for you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But to be fair, I'm surprised by how they played against UWE last week. I mean, they got reverse swept, but it looked like they actually had them, and they had the game and could sweep them. So I did not expect that level of play from this new version of Stuttgart, and I think much of UWE. So I was genuinely surprised. But I feel like it'll take some time for them to develop that same chemistry that they probably had with Desired. And until then, I don't think they're able to beat a team like Loughborough that do have Matt and Lou, who've been playing together for such a long time.
Almost feels like an eternity since last season when we crowned MVP Lou as TDB opens up the scoring. That's quite a nice car, actually, in Dominus, but starting off...
Oh yeah, flashy.
What it has to be said is that UWE, from what I've played with them, they're a little bit dependent on Sebadam. They'll sit back on him a lot and sort of let him play out of the back a little bit, let him defend from the midfield. So finding those errors against UWE is actually a little bit easier than finding the errors against Loughborough. It just matters, are Loughborough awake today? Are they playing at their best? And at the moment, from the first 30 seconds, in fact 25 seconds, they're playing at their best. 2 goals up already.
Yeah, these touches just come in way too fast for Engines to react. And this could get ugly if they can't keep up with the pace of the game that Loughborough is proposing them so far.
TDB trying to bring it forward, blocked out by all that remains. Saturo to the center. Matt M sending it to the side, not keeping complete control as Adgos comes through. Saturo trying to drop it down. All that remains is there. Saturo once again trying to find possession, doesn't find it as it drops to Matt M. Matt M doesn't find control either. Managed to flick it over one, but all that remains will come through for a clearance. Lou out to the side. TDB need to try and get control. Looking for demo plays. Gets rid of one. The jump. Matt M. Block out to the corner. TDB is done to push it forward. Just waits a moment and all that remains recovers just in time to come through, but Loughborough almighty in the first minute and a half.
At least we see some action from Engines. They're not really forced into their own half for the entirety of the game. And they are trying to create some passing plays so far. It's not really working out for them, though.
Double commit.
Yeah, no one to take advantage of that.
Big double commit coming through there, but not punished by Engines. There's Matt M. Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
That's a side flip. That's a side flip, Matthew. Out goes. Looking for the top corner. My goodness. The beat Jeep comes through and reduces the deficit to 1.
Yeah, that probably should have been a goal for Loughborough, not gonna lie. In the end, it's a goal for the Engines. And they might find some confidence through that goal.
Matt M's probably being crucified in comms at the moment. TDB finds a push on the backboard. Matt M up. Trying to find Lou. We'll be able to continue. Just waits a moment. That little bit of hesitation puts doubt in the mind of any defender. Lou can't get up in time. Matt M's rotated round. Lets the play continue a little bit. Gaining control, but only 15 boosts to work with. That goes, drops it down. Saturo smashed it in. 2:26 to go, and we have a tied game.
Yeah, what is going on there? They're giving Adgos so much space, and nobody really there to challenge Saturo as well. A bit too hesitant there in defense on the side of Loughborough Lions.
On the back line, just
oh no, is that one going in?
Too much.
Oh my god. We've seen so many kickoff goals today already.
I mean, in terms of the the vast scheme of things, kickoff goals are very rare. So, in terms of relative amount of goals, we've seen a lot of kickoff goals in comparison. TDB up, just waiting a very long time to get up as all that remains. Bumps one, great block from TDB as Ad goes, can't push it through. TDB blocks again, a little bit of a double commit from Lou and TDB. Matt M whiffs upfield. TDB can't make the clearance, Lou can though. Matt M should take control of this. Unfortunately for Ad goes, that drops down, a miss from Matt M. Once again, possibly missing. It seemed like a tough angle, but still scoreable. TDB moves round, push it upfield. All that remains sends it back. Lou trying to take control, but all that remains will put pressure on that. Matt M takes it past one. Who takes control here? Lou does. Lou sends it up. All that remains misses out. Saturo to the side. Still very much an open play. Both teams very slow to get onto that. All that remains, can't drop it down towards net. TDB will clear it out. Back and forth gameplay from both sides as we head towards the last minute 10 of the first game of the series.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of whiffs in midfield and not so good touches, so to say. And it really forces this game into a very chaotic state where neither team can really keep up the pressure and force the other team into a defensive stance. And I mean, so far this works out for Loughborough Lions because they're in the lead and they could just let this clock run down.
Keep playing as you are. This back and forth play style does help out Loughborough, like you said. Matt M goes for a flick. That's a wonderful solo play. TDB can't finish. Just a slight misread up a little bit too early. Lou will continue the play. Ad goes. Sends it out. Saturo still up in the air. Matt M has to get up for the clearance. Takes it down into a drill play. Ad goes across. All that remains. Not in position to shoot. Pushing it forward. Lou's not up in time. Ad goes. Sends it wide. Saturo maintains control. Bump on Matt M from all that remains. Simply helps out. In the last few seconds to tick down. Possession to Loughborough. They might find another. They do. 4-2. Game 1 going to Loughborough.
Yeah, the last one doesn't count. I mean, it shows Stuttgart, when in offense, they struggle to create actual shots on target. They only had 4 shots this game, I believe, in the end, opposed by 10 shots from Loughborough Lions, and they struggled to create a play where they were able to control the ball for longer than just 2 seconds. It's basically been clear after clear after clear, back and back, back to back, and I don't think Engines will be able to profit off of that sort of play style where the ball just bounces back and forth between both sides of the field. And Loughborough Lions seem to be a lot quicker when it comes to that transition from an actual clear into offense. And I don't know. This is basically what I expected from the series, but it's also kind of saddening.
A little bit messy from both teams. I mean, Loughborough have been very slow to get back, and when they do, it's only been one player, and it'd be a great moment for Stuttgart to get back and start putting pressure, start getting the goals back, but they haven't been able to do it either. But credit where it's due, they've created some very nice opportunities, very aggressive. They've noticed that Loughborough hesitate a little bit when on defense. They've made the most of those situations. As Matt M trying to put pressure on in return over Lou. Matt M ready to take control here. Turo blocked out. Interesting things being said in chat. It seems Adgo's has a slight invisibility problem with his car.
Yeah, it looks like we will have a restart. Adgo's is unseen by TDB. So some weird bugs coming in to help out Loughborough Lions, I guess.
I think we had that in Rocket League a while ago with I think it was the Batmobile. Well, one of the Batmobiles had the same issue being invisible. But Crafty, what do you know about cloaking technology in Germany?
It is probably got invented in by people at Stuttgart University, so
it's quite impressive.
They're making use of it.
They've built it into the Beep Beep Jurassic Park Jeep. So, nice.
I don't know if this is forcing a car switch for ATGOs.
It might be. It
Hopefully
wasn't a problem
not.
last game. He was using the Jeep in game 1, so it seems to be a sudden issue with the second game in the series, but that first goal won't stand, as the issue was reported, of course, before the goal went in. Or I believe that's how the rules are going to work. It would feel unfair if the goal were to stand.
Yeah, absolutely. No. That goal doesn't stand.
Yep. TDB confirms he can see all 3 cars now. ATGO's still in the Jeep, so the cloaking technology has been disabled on the car.
Unfortunately.
And we are back to normal.
I mean, we got to try everything to break the curse, am I right?
That's true, that's fair. Like the Australians in cricket. ATGO's, the shot on target. We don't have any Australian viewers, it's fine. Anyway, Lou, bringing it forward off the sidewall, takes it past 1, moving into the center, dropping down to Matt M. All that remains gets there first. ATGO's is there, sending it towards target. All that remains confirms the goal. Great stuff going through from Engine Stuttgart. Great read of the play. And they start off with first blood.
Bit of an overcommitment there from Loughborough Lions, and great interception there from Engines, and great follow-up in the rotation. Good start for them so far.
Starting off strong, TDB. Out on the sidewall. Interesting going on in the center.
Yeah.
It's off the backboard. Just look towards the middle of the pitch and just saw them bumping each other for a few minutes. As TDB, the shot blocked by All That Remains. Fantastic stop. Lou drops it down. All That Remains just does enough. ATGO's can't clear it. It's still there in position. Lou could take his time in that position, but goes for a little bit of pressure as he sends a shot towards net. Into the middle, TDB takes the catch, flick over 1, it's still wide, can TDB get there first? He does get a pinch. Lou, trying to find Matt M with that pass, All That Remains gets in the way though. Matt M into the center, TDB, blocked out by Saturo. ATGO's. Out in the side, but 3:20 to go. Engine Stuttgart, that great counter-attacking goal, kicking off the scoring in this game. And they still have the lead after about a minute of that goal.
Oh, good pass to Matt M, and it's all they needed. What a great pass from TDB. I mean, they've been in that position. They struggled to clear the ball in defense, and just a slight touch from Matt, just with his wheels, putting that one past ATGO's. Beautiful touch there.
Not only is the Germany versus European teams curse going along, it's also got the caster's curse. Just as soon as I finished up talking, and my goodness, Engine Stuttgart putting on the pressure.
What is that?
That's the Beep Beep Jeep 50/50, my friend.
And it's visible for all of us.
Incredibly strong, incredibly powerful. Cloaking technology's off, but the 50/50s are turned on. Loughborough Lions find themselves in a deficit once again. Big push-up field, and the counter-attack will come through. Man with the steal. Patch your stats, my man. Tied game.
What is defense? I mean, who needs that? Am I right? Double commit in offense, once again, like, the entirety of Stuttgart Engines were in one spot, and it wasn't in their own half. That's not where you wanted to be, especially when you actually can't make the shot there. These are the kinds of mistakes that can cost you games, and Loughborough are here to punish them.
Torres sending it towards the backboard. In fact, Loughborough there to punish them. Let's be honest, both teams have been there to punish the counter-attacks when they've just sort of held their nerve on defense just for long enough. They've been able to take control. TDB will bring it forward. And is that another triple commit?
Once
yes!
again!
Satoru caught far too high on the pitch, and TDB will make the most of that.
I don't know what's going on with these comms. Talk to each other. It feels like they really either they don't know where they have to be, or they don't know where their teammates are when they go for these challenges.
I think the big issue, especially with that one, I've seen Flakes complain about it when he's been coaching people on stream. He talked about just not preparing for the right outcomes of a 50-50.
Yeah.
You want to sort of take a moment to reassess the situation. As soon as the 50-50 happens, and Satoru making up for that earlier error where he misread the 50-50 with a goal himself. Great stuff. Great pass down from Adgoes.
Absolutely.
Satoru ties up the game.
That touch, making the ball drop off of the ceiling, really caught them off guard there in defense. Really hard to read and to react to. And Satoru with the immediate follow-up. I mean, that is what happens when you are that far up, and the outcome is actually in your favor. But what is that? What are these goals?
What's going on in this series? All that remains, bring it forward. That's a pinch.
What a pinch.
That's a massive pinch for TDB.
TDB.
Astonishing 50-50. Absolutely astonishing.
That's the dominance for you.
TDB has another opportunity. Great control over one. Satoru recovers in time. No one from Loughborough yet pushing upfield. Drop back. Matt M is up, looking for the backboard. Adgoes. That's a fantastic clearance. It's so difficult to get the timing of that pinch clearance right, and he gets it perfect. But it's still finding its way quite easily back into the orange half. Matt M, his turn on the ball. Flicks it up once. I'll find 50-50. Lou sending it to the corner again. Can't drop it down as Adgoes finds the clearance. 4-3 scoreline going into the last minute. Crafty, this is a tight one. But they might have an equalizer here. Satoru finds his way through to tie it up.
Y'all got any more of them open nets? Yeah, we do. Great touch again, once again by Adgoes. That was actually beautiful play. He's been setting up all of these goals. But yeah, these commitments when you're the last man on your side of the field, they are not working out for either team at the moment.
Goes getting in the way. Oh my goodness! Astounding passing play coming in for Engine Stuttgart. Just watch this touch from Adgoes.
Yeah,
perfection.
This guy is popping off right now. I mean, he came into this team replacing Desired, and that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. But he has found his form now. Really popping up with 4 passes so far. He's been part of every goal scored in this game so far.
1v1 skills coming through. Adgoes up, blocks out the pass. And the out wide, Matt M putting more pressure on. Satoru clears out to the midfield line. Last few seconds to tick down. Hold out, Engine Stuttgart. You're almost home. As miss from TDB comes through to the side wall. Matt M's waiting for a moment.
Oh
almost
my
finds
God.
his opportunity. Almost drops down perfectly. TDB still has an opportunity. Finds his way into the center. Lou is there. But the defense from Engine Stuttgart is there first as they drop it down. A tied series now.
Oh boy, what is this series? I mean, we had some crazy games already today, this one tops it all, though. I mean, these goals are just insane. We've had great plays on both sides, but we've also had incredible defensive errors. And I don't know where this is gonna go, to be honest. This seems very unpredictable at this moment.
Both teams are misreading the midfield defense. Both teams are making the exact same mistake on that midfield line, and that's where a lot of the goals came through. It was sort of, we've misread it. Oh no, they're behind us and they've scored.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was Engine Stuttgart putting together a wonderful passing play, a wonderful piece of magic to find their way through and into the back of the net. So that's where it's an interesting balance of making the most of the mistakes and then also creating themselves. And that last game was just exemplary of both teams doing that. They jumped on the counter-attack and also were able to find the passes between each other and find the nets to start again. It's a best of 3 from here as we are tied at 1 apiece in the series. EDB about winning 50-50. Adgoes needs to get back. Toro does the job though. Matt M gets the block, dropping down into the mill. TDB can't find the shot from that as Lou seems to have adapted and dropped a little bit, but Adgoes has also adapted as he finds the far left corner to open the scoring. First blood, Stuttgart.
That Jeep continues to carry. Adgoes, beautiful touch there. Finds the left corner. No one to respond, and it's gonna. I mean, it was an awkward touch from Lou there, but in the end, it'll come down to which team will be first to establish that presence in midfield. And what a beautiful rotation there from Adgoes. I mean, he saw blood there.
I mean, why not? Just get in there, get the demo, get out, open it. Job done, really. Lou, just about winning that kickoff, drops out to Matt M. A 2-goal deficit between the two good teams now. Loughborough asking about cloaking technology this time. This has just been all about Engine Stuttgart playing better. TDB sends one towards net. Adgoes pushes it out. He'll continue his control as Matt M tries to challenge. Past him. Adgoes fakes out one, looking for a bump. TDB
Adgoes
not gonna fall for that one that time.
Yeah, Adgoes had 0 boost there for the entirety of that play. He is just popping off right now. These recoveries, that speed. Did not expect that from him.
Well, but here's the opportunity for Loughborough. Completely open net. Matt M missing the shot. I would have seen them back 1 goal. Engine Stuttgart patching up some defensive problems. Lou pushing forward. Matt M still trying to move onwards. TDB to the backboard. Blocked there by Adgoes. Lou round the side. Continuing pushing it to the backboard. All that remains. Blocks it out. Saturo pushing it upfield. Matt M sending it to the left-hand side. Adgoes will get control. Going off the ceiling. Will lose the flick though. Loughborough trying to find a little bit more control as Lou rotates back round, pushing it towards the center. TDB won't get there first though. All that remains, sends it upfield. Saturo. All that remains, blocked out by Matt M. Saturo, the shot wide. Engine Stuttgart still have the advantage as they continue to pressure, looking for the 3rd goal. Crafty. This is rough for Loughborough going into this 3rd game.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited to see how Engines are actually able to control the pace of the game. They're playing so fast right now. I did not expect that, expect to see that from them, but they have recovered so quickly from that first game loss, and they're looking hot right now.
UV flicks around 1. Adgoes makes a stop. Lou missing out. Matt M. The backboard. Saturo. Backfield. TDB. Clearance out to the side, can't maintain control. The 2-goal deficit remains intact with less than 2 minutes remaining. That goes. Drops it down. TDB blocks it out.
Oh, the team bump.
This plays coming through for Loughborough. And Stuttgart maintain control from the back of it. Ad goes, blocked out. All that remains to the center. Didn't need that touch. Seemed like Saturo just wanted to tee off the ball immediately. Matt M coming through, looking for the backboard. All that remains will read it. Not quite read it.
Oh my god. Matt!
So many mistakes coming through. Maybe through desperation. But they just can't find the net.
Another open net missed by Matt there. And it's really weird to see. We haven't seen a lot of Matt and Lou magic so far in this game. And they're struggling to find each other, but this one could go in with Saturo with a miracle save against Lou.
They're pulling out all the stops to try and take down this Loughborough side. Matt M can't find his way over. Ad goes. They can't find their way through. Ad goes. Lou missed touch on the back line. No demo comes through, so Loughborough is able to manage to get out for a moment. TDB getting in the way. Miscommunications happening all over the place for Loughborough. Their tournament life, it feels like, is flashing before their eyes at the moment. We're about to say Ad goes, popping off in the Jeep, and his engine Stuttgart's teammates go 2-1 up in the series. I said at the start of this game, it's a best of 3 from here, and it's so vital to get the first game in the best of 3, and that's what Engine Stuttgart do.
Oh, absolutely. This is a totally different Engine Stuttgart than the one that we've seen last week. Looks like all the German teams have developed over the course of this week, but is it enough to actually take a win against Loughborough Lions so far? Looking pretty good. Match point for Engines, but they are known for choking in the end. They did so against UWE. They were up 2-0 and gave it away in the end. Will they remain strong? Will they keep their momentum going now? I do hope so. Will they break the curse? That's all that counts right now. Break the curse.
Loughborough's dealt with grand final curses. They've dealt with the Lancaster curse in the past. And it seems like Engine Stuttgart are learning from their opponents and how to break curses before our very own eyes as the server goes down for maintenance once again. Very unfortunate, as that will be a little break in the momentum for not only Loughborough, as they sort of seem to be going in a downward spiral. They'll need to take a moment to sort of reset from it, but Engine Stuttgart, they're looking fantastic. They're looking unstoppable at the moment, and making the most of the mistakes again from Loughborough, as they put away more goals, and in fact tidying up their defense as well. No goals let in that last game.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how proactive they play. Actually, I did not expect them to be on the proactive side in this series, in this matchup against Loughborough Lions, because we know that Matt and Lou can control the pace of the game. They can really force an enemy team into their own half and apply so much pressure just through the sheer presence of them on the field. But so far, Engines don't show any respect to them. They just play their own game. Adgos is absolutely popping off. I don't know what this guy has been drinking the past 7 days, but he looks like a legit replacement for Desired, and that is very good to see for this team that is looking to come back into not only EURC but also Uniliga next season, where they will play without him. And if they can play like that throughout the course of an entire season, they're still a top 4 team.
So once again, Loughborough start off with huge miss. Matt M had the entire net to aim for, but doesn't find his way through. Lou, shot on target. Matt M finds the redirect, but great block from all that remains. Stuttgart just playing aggro, going for as much as they can. Try and throw Loughborough off their own game. Matt M fakes the air dribble. Lou comes through, looking for the backboard. Adgoes can take control from here. Over TDB, not past Matt M, as Matt M can bring it around the side. Dropping it down to the middle, looking for a bump, can't find it. This shot comes through, all that remains. All he needed to do was win the race to the ball first, and they might have had the opening goal of this game. Matt M pushing it out, but 1 minute gone. A few more chances, a few more shots going the way of Loughborough at the moment. Looking a little bit stronger in the early goings. Engine Stuttgart will have warning signs flashing if that fact about them being choke machines is true, Crafty, then
Oh yeah.
is this the possible start of it?
Yeah, we've already seen 2 backflips in a row there from Matt Goes. Please don't do it. But he manages to recover and get that clear. But so far we haven't seen too much on the offensive side from Stuttgart. They are playing it very defensively right now. Waiting out Loughborough Lions, waiting for them to overcommit to one of these plays. Big whiff there in midfield. It gets cleared away in the end by Madam.
Very calm defensive play in reply to the very patient Engine Stuttgart. That goes. Light whiff as that pops up into the middle. TDB, no boost for this. Looking to follow through with a bump. Matt M dropping it back even further. Loose, sending it directly upfield. Adgoes is up, off the ceiling, drops down. Saturo can't make a block. TDB dropping that down. Matt M for crossbar. Does find its way over the top. Lou cannot find the net. So all that remains. Escapes with the ball around the side.
Oh, what a
Huge
bump
play, but TDB not pressuring that. Not going for the 50-50. Just choose to rotate back to try and support a follow-up play. Adgoes whiffs. Matt M has a chance to push forward. Saturo can play off that though. Into the middle. Saturo just wide. TDB sending it back across. 2 minutes to go. No team having the advantage in goals yet. But who do you think is looking a little bit more dangerous here, Crafty?
I mean, it's Adgoes is looking pretty dangerously at the moment, but not for Engine Stuttgart, but rather for Loughborough Lions. He's had some weird touches there, but this one could actually go in. TDB manages to recover and clear that one away. It's really a lot more conservative now on both sides, but it seems like they're finally starting to rotate into offense more often on both sides. And Stuttgart looking a bit more comfortable at the moment.
Fast out goes. Produces a chance for Saturo. Lou. Side ball. All that remains the shot on target. Matt M will find the clearance straight upfield. And goes find the catch. To the center. Lou. Locked out. Matt M needs to turn. Does so. Finds the back line. Saturo. What will he do? Plays it off the backboard. Matt M rotating back. Lets TDB come through. Ad goes upfield. Saturo's there. Off the ceiling. That'll be dropping down in front of Loughborough's net. All that remains blocked out by Matt M. Loughborough Lions very calm on defense. Made fewer mistakes than they have in previous games, but it's slightly cost them as they're playing a little bit more defensive than they usually would. Be struggling to produce the same amount of chances as they did before. A little bit of desperation possibly there as Lou double committing for that ball. Lou up again, drop down towards
Oh, what a shot!
And through the smoke screen, all that remains is the hero for Stuttgart as the final few seconds will tick down before the next opportunity to score, the next overtime, the next kickoff. Lou keeps it alive. It's still up in the air. Ad goes up off the sidewall, dropping down into the middle. TDB sending it towards the middle. Ad goes trying to keep it up, but it will drop. Overtime, Crafty. It's all about this last goal.
No goal yet in this fourth game, and Loughborough Lions need that one if they want to keep the series alive, if they want to force that Game 5 decider. And Engine Stuttgart with their... Oh my god, I thought there was no one in that. Sorry, that was a bit scary. Engine Stuttgart gotta watch out. They have been in this position before. Will they choke again? Please don't. The chance is here to break the curse for the German teams.
Shot on target. The choke is unfortunately coming through. We're going to Game 5.
Why did I say that?
Just gets up in time. All that
Caster
remains.
curse is real once again.
It's unfortunate. Sometimes just it's weird, but sometimes you just sort of have to try not to say the thing that will happen next.
Yeah, it's a sad life being a German caster in EURC. No, I mean, Engines, they still... I mean, I don't know why they sort of didn't use that third game to carry over the momentum and force something in this Game 4. They played very passively. They didn't really try to apply any pressure at all. They were basically reacting, and before that I was praising them for their proactivity in Game 3 of this series. And I don't know what happened between Game 3 and 4. Maybe they were scared of this exact situation where they will choke and where they will lose this series. And I think they have to mentally reset after this one and just try to get back into that state that they had in Game 3, where they really controlled the pace of the game and were forcing these errors from Loughborough Lions.
I think actually the question mark was over Loughborough and how they adapted to this game. Saw Engine Stuttgart, they were being passive. Loughborough in return, they didn't start overcommitting. They started actually playing passively in return. And I think because they're better in terms of handling pressure a little bit more, they've got a little bit more experience playing together as a team, as a trio. So maybe that came through, that passive play, the passive warfare came through a little bit better for Loughborough. They start off with a little bit more aggression off the kickoff, but Saturo and Agos coming together. The shot on target. Matt M will come through with the block. All that remains commits upfield. Matt M denied that back line boost. He'll need to rotate back round. TDB last in defense. Saturo sending it high. Loose sends it out to the corner. Matt M taking control of it. Wins 150-50. Gets in the way of the clearance from Adgos. TDB is up. Loughborough can't make the most of that opportunity as Saturo found control. Adgos pushing it into the center. Then a little bit further wide. Matt M pushing it upfield. Locked out by Adgos. A little bit weird for Stuttgart. They're found on the back line. A few misflicks as Lou putting it into the middle. TDB blocked. However, and Loughborough, the first minute 15 of this all-important Game 5 being played out. The loser of this game will be out of EURC. And the winner will move on to the last 16 playoff match. Which will be held on the Gaming Alliance stream, the Dutch stream.
But it's funny to see. After these two, after that last game where both teams were using that sort of passive approach, we have a Game 5 where both teams tried to be super proactive, and it's created quite a bit of chaos on both sides of the field. So far, no goals though, but we can always see that one guy up front who's waiting for that boomer clear to then redirect or look for an infield pass. And we haven't seen that in Game 4 at all. So this is going to create a lot more opportunities for errors and holds in midfield. So this is going to be very exciting. One of these teams will potentially make a mistake here or a big play. But who's going to be?
Blue moving forward, takes it round the side, can't flick it into the middle as that goes, pushes it out. Matt M, the shot just going over the top, but all that remains, smartly makes a block. Sent out to Adgoes, who's low on boost. Matt M pushing it upfield. Blue's there. He just mistouches, that's towards net. Matt M will be there though. Picks up the 100. Can't find a huge clearance out, but does hold back Engine Stuttgart enough for the team to recover. Well, that remains. As possession, Matt M blocks it out. It's going towards net. Blue is back in time. The MVP is the hero for the moment. EDB. Shit forward. That remains. Round 1. Blue into the center. Ad goes. Going wide. Matt M with the 100 boost. Taking it up wide. Leaving shot clearance. Blue to the backboard. Well, that remains is slow up, but does manage to find the read. Engine Stuttgart and Loughborough both creating opportunities, but still goalless.
All of these touches are so important. I hold my breath whenever I see one of them going for these aerials on the backboard, and these defensive plays will decide this game. I'm pretty sure about that, because who of these teams will start to crack under the pressure of this game 5? Because you can't lose this one. It's gonna be over if you lose this series. And Stuttgart so far have done pretty well. They're not choking, but they also need to score.
Blue missing out on a final opportunity. 30 seconds to go. Loughborough have control in the orange half. They're protecting the midfield line. More proactive offense coming through as Lou misses the pinch out to the side, but TDB recovers. Gets in the way. Ad goes and Satoru trying to put their own stamp on the play. Man dodges one. Blue taking control. Taking it around the side into the middle. Ad goes. Does enough to clear it out. TDB taking control here. Ad goes clearing out to the center. It drops down. It looks like it'll bounce. Lou will allow it. Overtime. Game 5. Hold your nerve. We're going the distance. TDB control finds its way to the midfield. Who is taking this? Who is surviving the gauntlet that they have put in front of each other? Who is moving on?
What a block from TDB there. Creating a lot of pressure there for Loughborough Lions, but Stuttgart able to alleviate sad pressure. Can't see the ball. No follow-up though from Stuttgart.
Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that remains. Push out to the center. Ad goes. Can't find the right touches now. It seems like the man who was popping off earlier, the man who was propelling Engine Stuttgart onwards and upwards in the EURC, is now just falling off just a little bit. Run out of endurance, run out of stamina for the series. Lou into the center. Satoru has the shot. TDB drops it down. Lou will take control, looking for the 100 boost, picks that up. All that remains, dodges the bump. TDB is up, drops down. Matt M needs to turn on this. The shot's wide from Stuttgart, not making the most of their opportunities, but they are making the most of the boost pickups as boost stolen from Matt M. Into the middle. TDB has control, taking it around the sides. Demo play gets in the way. Pinched out to the center. Satoru sends it wide. What will be the follow-up from Engine Stuttgart, though? As they've managed to find a pinch in the middle. Ad goes, can't find the shot. Into the center. Ad goes, can't find the demo play. It's round 1. Lou has control, pushing it towards net. It's round 1.
Oh my god.
What a save on the back line. Matt M drops it down into the center. All that remains recovers once again. And Loughborough, they are on the front foot. But Engine Stuttgart, they are fighting with all they have.
This is incredibly intense right now. You can feel the pressure on the field. Neither team wants to make a mistake here, but we have seen multiple whiffs and double commits on both sides because it's so hard to to stay level-headed in a situation like that, in a do or die situation. One mistake can cost you this entire series right now.
Each team feeling a rush of adrenaline in this overtime. All that remains, bringing it forward. Looking for the net and off the air dribble. Lou will deny that. Saturo keeps the opportunity going. Lou makes a clearance out to Matt M. The shot just off target. All that remains, sends it out to the side. Saturo taking a breather, taking it slow. Stuttgart seems to be the ones who are trying to slow play it towards the net. Loughborough not really panicking, but they're trying to make Stuttgart panic by sending it quickly upfield. TDB racing, Ad goes to the ball. Ad goes, sends it out wide. Taken away from him. Lou is taken away from him as well. Matt M taking a moment. Try and get around the ball. Blocks out one. Big demo upfield. TDB sends it over one. Has control to the backboard, into the center. Matt M can't finish it. Lou's there. He can't finish it either. Out to TDB. Ad goes, takes control. We are 3.5 minutes into this overtime. We've had pretty much even distribution of opportunities. As Matt M protects the back line. Ad goes, drops it down. Matt M will try and continue. Pops it into the mill. All that remains. Out to the center field. TDB towards pushing it forward. Matt M drops it down. Loughborough taking it forward as TDB blocks it out. Lou has a shot, sends it to the backboard. This could be it. Matt M shot on target. Loughborough in with 3:55 on the overtime clock. Survive the Engine Stuttgart onslaught to move on to the last 16 qualifier.
Why? Why does it have to be the curse? Once again, the choke is real for Engines. It looked promising, but in the end, I mean, you could sort of feel it because the defensive errors and the double commits and the slight mistouches there from Engines were ramping up a bit, and they were increasing in numbers. And in the end, Loughborough Lions just looked a bit more patient, a bit more mentally stable to get through this overtime. And I mean, I was about to make a joke with that goes and his invisibility cloak, because I mean, he was kind of invisible in that one, in that last game, unfortunately.
He was more invisible in regular time, but he definitely started pulling it back in that overtime. He put some work in. He tried to get some chances on target, but Loughborough, they are going to be wiping the sweat off their brows. They have just gotten through by the skin of their teeth. Engine Stuttgart, fun thing about having a hat, tip my cap to you. That was a wonderful series. That was an astonishing series. My goodness. So, Loughborough, they'll face off against Dorrans in that last 16 qualifier after taking down Engine Stuttgart in an absolute barn burner of a series. That's going to be an enjoyable one to watch back over again. But a little bit of updates across the board. Groningen, another 3-2 win over a UK side. Brighton Babes going out 3-2 as Groningen booked their place in the last 16. CF Utopia, they beat Ulu 3-0 in of course, a sweep. We'll actually have them on stream next against UWEC Stags. Warwick, they made their through against the other Italian side that found themselves in the lower bracket today. Padua, another Game 5 overtime. UK teams enjoying a little bit of luck in those today at the moment. But Warwick next week will be facing off against Berlin in their upper bracket matchup. So, yet again, UK versus Germany. What a matchup.
Yeah. No, continue. I'm sorry.
That was pretty much all I was going to say. We've had some incredible matchups booked in now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just picked up Bath Salts also advanced against Salford, which to me was a bit of a surprise, to be honest.
A little bit of a surprise in some respects. Definitely. Salford losing one of their key players recently, and Bath Salt's definitely powering through. I didn't actually expect them to get through, even with Aaron leaving them in the past few weeks. That's all to report. After this break, CF Utopia on the bounce after their 3-0 sweep. They will face off against Sebadam's UWE Sea Stags team next on stream. We'll have that straight after this break.
Also ganz ehrlich, 15% Herz sind ja ganz nice, aber du musst definitiv auf das Live-Set gehen, weil es in Kombi mit Shield-Bonus immer viel mehr bringt. Vor allem, wenn du voll auf Konstitution skillst. Dann ist alles vorbei. Besonders, wenn dein Main-Stat in Prozent ist und nicht flat, aber das ist ja eh klar.
Ja klar.
Turn around, I feel the breeze over me. darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you.
One last team needs to be eliminated from the competition, and one more match on stream tonight. My name is Audio Dragon. I'm joined by Crafty for the last streamed series today, as UWE, University of West England, will play against CF Utopia from Padua. Not Padua. Who? I've forgotten
Yes.
their full name. Yeah, I believe. Unisa. I think it's in Padua.
Salerno.
Oh, Salerno. I'm bad with Italian geography as well. Established I'm not great with German geography earlier on.
Brexit, am I right?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Let's stop
Yeah,
that
where
topic.
were we? Okay. Yes, CF Utopia, the Italian champions, dropping to the lower bracket after their unexpected loss against Dorans, who are currently playing or are about to play Loughborough Lions. So that is definitely a fun matchup as well. In general, the Dutch teams looking like the nemesis for a lot of these teams. I think it's, if I recall this correctly, it's been 4 Dutch teams in this entire qualification, or in this entire EURC. Is not qualification. What's it called? The round
This-
of
This group stage.
yeah, this group. Let's call it this group stage. It's been 4 teams. 3 of them are already through to the round of 16, and Dorans are still playing against Loughborough Lions, so they could potentially field 4 teams, all of their 4 teams, more teams than Germany.
A bit right. I would pat you
Rip
on the back.
us.
I would pat you on the back and say, just don't worry about it. But we have more important things, like casting
Yes.
this one last game on stream, on this main stream.
Absolutely.
UWE Sea Stags. Player to highlight, Sebadam, of course. I believe he's AS Monaco's substitute this season. And not only that, as to be said, he is the star player on UWE. He's been proving that throughout the season so far with some great performances. And then, of course, CF Utopia. I believe I had the opportunity to cast these guys a few times during the winter championships that earned them their auto qualification into this round of games. And just need to wait for the teams now that, just as I say, they start joining. We have these stags in here, but one thing I would say after playing them, having experience against this UWE side, is the fact they do depend on Sebadam and play around him a lot. If you manage to catch Sebadam out, you're more than likely going to catch the team out, and that can lead to a lot of errors in terms of leaving the defense open, and just, generally speaking, catching UWE out completely.
Yeah, but I mean, the question is going to be, how are Alex and Mindsea and Ren, who are playing for CF Utopia today, going to be able to capitalize on that or use that to their advantage? Do they know that? Have they been able to scout UWE? Will they be able to figure that out throughout the course of this series? We will see. Because both of these teams actually were expected to make it to the round of 16 and now one of them will have to go home.
So we start off game deep in UWE's half. It's Mine C. Plays it across. Jordan is there. Plays it down. Alex will block that out. Sebadam up. Shot on target. Mine C almost caught out there, but manages to make a stop. Sebadam following through, trying to demo one player, but doesn't manage to get there in time. Incognito blocks out the movement forward by EF Utopia. Alex, incredible double save. Incognito misses out. Alex can't push upfield as Jordan needs to recover. Gets back round. Ren caught out in net. Sebadam gets in the way. And CF Utopia almost finding themselves one goal behind already. UWE don't capitalize on the first opportunity of the game.
Close one, yeah. CF Utopia really struggling to get a good clear in. You can't really seem to be able to leave their own half. Just such a great amount of pressure here from UWE, and another good drag there by Sebadam. They're not really looking for their teammates yet, but these solo plays are already enough to keep CF Utopia from creating any sort of offensive play.
Seems at the moment UWE just suffering from a few miscues. Moving up at wrong times, passes are being misplaced. Hasn't cost them a goal yet, but it has cost them a few opportunities to score. Sebadam can't block that opportunity out. Going upfield, Incognito. He's down the block on my Knight. My Knight? What am I saying? Mine C. Incognito. Mill, Mine C. Blocks that and sends it wide. Both teams looking a little bit scrappy at the moment.
Oh, 3 players in one corner. Is that what you want to see?
Very scrappy from both sides to start off with, but Alex and Ren getting each other's way, so Sebadam finding a way through, finds the read, finds the dunk, and takes the lead for UWE. 2:45 to go. Ren shot on target. Jordan makes a stop. Alex has a follow on, and Sebadam makes a stop on the line. Finds his way past Ren. What? Oh, he just did the wall shuffle. My goodness, I haven't actually seen someone do that in game, but it's helped Sebadam pick up some speed. Sorry, I was just mesmerized by seeing someone actually manage to pull it off. Sebadam trying to take control. DF Utopia not quite as dazzled as I was by that movement. They're finding the way forward. Mine C, the shot just wide. Not quite providing the opportunity that might have opened up to them. Incognito out to the side, and Crafty. This, like I said with the goal, this has been very scrappy from both teams. Quite a lot of miscues on both sides. But UWE just to the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they still manage to win these challenges in midfield, keeping the ball out of their own half. They get the majority of these mid boosts as well. And CF Utopia not really able to follow up on these clears that they managed to get. Maybe now the chance here, but you can see Sebadam's already so quick to respond. With only a bit more than 1 minute to play, this is looking pretty good for UWE.
Being good enough to hold off BF Utopia at the moment. A slight double commit on net. Alex taking it slow. Maybe would have benefited just a straight shot. Or maybe not. Ren across the bar. Rattling the woodwork, but not rattling the back of the net. Sebadam sending it forward. Jordan blocked out by Ren. Incognito has the ability to follow up, but Sebadam takes control. It's the one thing I have an issue with Sebadam's playstyle. As much as it's good not to hesitate, as much as it's good to have a quick playstyle, he seems to get in the way of his teammates a lot, and it means that Jordan and Incognito get very restricted, and when you restrict your teammates, that reduces the number of opportunities you might be able to produce with the help of them. At the moment, able to play a little bit freely at the moment as Incognito has the boost. Jordan, a little bit of rushed shots, but with the last few seconds to tick down, any pressure is good pressure. Put on target. Severdam blocks one out. 0 seconds across pitch. Play required. Mindsea can't quite provide. And the first game goes to UWE.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying there. I mean, Severdam is really trying to take over this game so far, and he sort of managed to do so by being the sole scorer on his team and the entirety of both teams. But I mean, it's interesting to see how, or it will be interesting to see how CF Utopia are going to be able to adapt to that, and whether they will start focusing Severdam and trying to take him out of the picture. But that could also potentially free up space for both Jordan and Incognito that they can then use and capitalize on some possible potential mispositionings from CF Utopia. But so far, especially in offense, CF Utopia haven't really found each other as much as they probably would have liked to, especially with Severdam being the one who's trying to steal the show here. But I mean, these are still the Italian champions. They just came off of a 3-0 sweep, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, so they should be pretty confident in themselves, and so far it's not really showing.
Maybe it's just the added pressure that Severdam's putting on. Like I said, not hesitating on the part of Severdam, making sure he's got his boost up. Means that that's less boost being picked up by Utopia. Means that less time they have on the ball to produce their plays. Does become restrictive. If Utopia, when he's doing it right, getting the plays right, Jordan taking his time, letting Severdam take control. Look at this, just almost every single play starts and even almost ends with Severdam coming in to help the team as it's up. Severdam is there, drops it down, and just as I was saying, that transition into offense was started by Severdam, and the goal finished off by Severdam.
Yeah, a bit of a panic touch there from Ren. Puts it onto his own backboard and surprises Alex there, I believe, or it was Mindsea, who was also going for a clear. There was not really that much pressure applied at that moment, but he kept it up in the air for Severdam, unfortunately, and Severdam will score these 9 out of 10 times.
UWE seem to want to continue the pressure, continue the trend. I don't think they want to keep it a 1 goal after the few close calls they had last game. Incognito pushing it out to the left. Severdam moving towards the ball, picks up the 100. As the ball bounce gets demoed by Ren, but the boost is already stolen. Damage already done in terms of defensive rotations. Incognito locked out. It's Jordan pushing it back upfield. Looked into the center. Mindsea locked out. Severdam feels the demo power of Mindsea once again. Alex trying to bring it forward, but UWE's a little bit stuck in their back lines now. DF Utopia's starting to try and dissect and break down defense of this side once again coming close. They do not want to be stuck on 1 goal, Crafty.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you just saw there, great offensive play there from Ren. He was trying to get that pinch in, but I mean, you cannot count out this CF Utopia team. They have showed in the past that they are very much capable of beating a lot of these UK teams. They made it to quarterfinals last year at EURC 2019. But they still look a bit disconnected at the moment, and it is kind of odd, and it plays into the hands of UWE, who are very much reliant on Sebadem to make these plays and to create these offensive situations. And if you don't start targeting him, or at least start forcing them to play around Jordan and Incognito as well, then it looks like UWE might just get away with it.
2 minutes to go, and definitely the lion's share of possession, shots, chances has belonged to UWE as my team makes a stop. Alex needs to clear it out. Just about does so, but not very far as Jordan's shot goes wide. Zebadown up. Drops it down to center. Jordan's there. Gets blocked out. Incognito sends it wide. Zebadown's there. Trying to take it slow as he pops it high. Drops down. Jordan into the middle. Zebadown gets in the way. Rotating ball side. Incognito into the center. Ren. Blocked out by Incognito. So control back to UWE. They're great at maintaining control. It has to be said. Even when they're on the back line, they do just enough to get rid of it. 1 minute 10 to go. Severdam and co are still 1 goal to the better over their Italian counterparts. And sending up field, blocked out by Severdam. But Crafty, they are holding on with dear life to a 1-goal lead that is starting to look a little bit fragile now as the last minute ticks down.
Absolutely. I mean, see if Utopia slowly starting to transition into offense more often. However, 7M in this 1v1 situation. Look at it! No! God, no! Oh, that is just unfortunate.
Alex.
Oh, no. You hate to see it.
Alex getting the 50-50, which just about would have been in the, you know, the right sort of direction, just as long as Ren didn't follow through directly behind it. It just needs to be a little bit more to the side, and they would have been fine. Incognito shot onto an open net. 23 seconds to go. Suddenly UWE, a flurry of goals, will lead them to a 3-goal lead with 23 seconds left to tick down. I'd say this game 2 is heading their way. As Mindsea and his CF Utopia brethren being left behind.
I mean, one thing that this dependence on or reliance on Sebadam allows them to do is to always have that one guy in the back that can go for the clear, that is always behind the ball, who will look to boom it up front to either Sebadam or Incognito or Jordan, respectively. So while they are, it allows them to create a lot of offensive pressure, but while also keeping their defense sort of safe. And see if Utopia can't really capitalize on any of that. They should be able to increase the pressure in midfield, especially, and force them into more defensive rotations on the side of UWE. But it's not really happening. And honestly, I don't really know how they're supposed to do it right now, because they just seem to have a lot of communicational errors, some smaller individual errors as well. They're from Ren, especially in this one. But I mean, you hate to see it. It's sad to see a team like that, who came in with a lot of expectations as the EURC Winter Champion. You know what I don't know what's it called again. EUR Winter Champion. EURC, was it EURC Winter Champion?
EUR Winter Champion.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't have the C for it. But I think that last game just showed the UWE playstyle to its fullest potential. How they are so good at being able to restrict the team down to just bare bones. As soon as they did that, as soon as they got control, it was just absolute curtains. The one goal that they do get to push into the lead at first it becomes really fragile, but they just need one other to sort of seal the deal in a way. Devdam caught on the back lines. If Utopia trying to be a little bit more aggro in their play style.
Open net.
More goals being taken place. Sebadam. He seems to be faking out no one for a few seconds there to allow the ball to catch up. Get the shot, and in the end he ends up missing. Alex, forward around the side. Jordan, out into the center. Ren, Devdam positioned nicely at the back line. Across to Jordan. Incognito not following through with his run. Incognito blocked. Jordan blocked out. Incognito follows up. Comes through. Sebadam's turn. He comes through. Ren, out to the same side as Sebadam. Shot saved by Alex. Incognito. The side, down to the corner. Looked out once again. Sebadam taking control. Gets pinched with Jordan, but doesn't go on target. And Crafty.
Oh, what a pass!
This opener going straight in the way of UWE. Great stuff to start.
It wasn't the best touch from Sebadam there to start it off, but Jordan with some incredible control, and what a precise pass. Puts it right on the mark for Incognito, where no one else could reach it. And this UWE team looks hot right now, as this one almost goes in as well.
I feel like they've just realized that their playstyle is just going to work to counter this team. See if Utopia seem to lack the ability to adapt to this new playstyle. It's been a story of quite a few of the teams today. As soon as they started playing to the other team's plan, it just ended up falling apart, and that feels like this is what's happened with DF Utopia now. They played just straight into the hands of UWE at the moment. They're playing like they want them to. DF Utopia, shot on target. Sebadam blocks that out. What CF Utopia really needs to do is be able to lure Sebadam out, defend the early onslaught from him, and then counter hard.
Yeah, but then again, you still see how they managed to keep their defense alive. And now it's Incognito. On another occasion, it might be Jordan or even Sebadam who will fill that spot in the back of their own half. And DF Utopia are not applying enough pressure and are not forcing them to commit 3 players to a play. It's been showing that 2 players are all they need in offense to create that much pressure and goal scoring opportunities. With
either Jordan or Incognito filling in, it's just there's less experience there. When Sebadam's back, he knows almost exactly what's going to happen as Ren has found his way through. Alex puts it through, and there we go. There's the game plan. Sebadam, you can see him brought out by that touch. Ren manages to find his way over, and both Jordan and Incognito just rushing to try and block the ball, and we have a tied game.
Yeah, as I praise the defense, that's one slight mistake, one moment of hesitation there from Sebadam, and he's a bit too late to that ball, allowing for that to happen for CF Utopia, and it's the first goal of the series. And is that the opener they needed?
Well, UWE will be back on the grind, trying to find that 1-goal lead. Once again, Sebadam across to Incognito. Looking for a bump as well. Incognito just over the top of Jordan rather than just slightly in front. Passing play doesn't work out. Ren continues to push it forward. Over Incognito. Sebadam has control. Around 2. This might be the goal to put them back in the lead.
No.
It is. The open net is there, and Sebadam makes it 2-1.
Oh, what a great bump there from, I believe it was Incognito. Yes, indeed. To interrupt that block onto Sebadam. And then it's just great control from Sebadam. Great recovery as well. And an open net as CF Utopia is slightly overcommitted.
Sebadam up. Looking for another great stop from Ren on the line and almost makes another, but Incognito follows through from the attack for UWE. The 2-goal deficit has been created. Nice bit of padding for UWE now as we enter the last minute.
And it seems like just that moment, as soon as that levy breaks, it goes downhill for Sea of Utopia, and they're conceding one goal after another. I mean, they have to push forward now. They have to try everything to get these 2 goals now, but this is looking kind of grim, to be honest, for the Italian squad.
Incognito, great 50-50, leaves it for Jordan. Good bump plays into the middle, leaves it out, but just falls to Ren. Ren. Looked up by Sebadam on the back line. Mind C going all in for that dunk, but great control by Incognito takes it away. Alex's dunk more successful as he brings it forward. It pops out to Ren, and with 17 seconds to go, this game certainly isn't over. There's mistakes again coming in from UWE, and CF Utopia are finally finding the net.
Yeah, and another weak touch from Sebadon there in defense, allowing CF Utopia to follow up with all 3 of them, just hammering that ball in. They don't care how it's done, they just want it done. But they need a last-second goal now to push this into overtime.
They're in the right half for it.
Oh!
Can't get to the ball quick enough. And the sweep is completed by UWE Sea Stags. They'll be in through to the last 16 of EURC 2020. And the EUR Winter Champions are knocked out of the competition. The Italian champions knocked out of the competition. And another team from the UK find themselves into the last 16.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said it before, I expect a lot from this UWE squad, and yes, they had some whiffs and some weaker situations there in the end in game 3, but they still look pretty strong to me, and I'm looking forward to them playing in the round of 16. But also, yeah, that means both the EUR Winter Champion and the current EURC champion are gone.
And in fact, I believe also the EURC Summer Champion, which I believe was Salford, they've also been knocked out as well. So I think every single champion we've had in the EURC in some way, shape or form is out of the competition.
The curse is real.
The field is wide open.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single one of the teams that want to take the crown. At the moment, we have 16 teams through to the next round. But you know what? Let's put some money on some teams as we tick down the last few seconds. I mean, our producers just pointed out that Berlin Phoenix, the German champions, are still in, but I was talking about EURC.
Yeah, we're talking about European
You're
competition.
talking about European competition.
Yeah.
You realise, but Crafty, as we tick down the last few minutes of this stream, last few seconds, let's put some money on some teams. Let's push them forward. What is, in your mind, going to be the grand final?
Oh, the grand final, even.
The grand final.
That's a big one.
Really big. Really big.
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I gotta have hopes for my last 2 remaining German squads, being Berlin Phoenix and KDC, and they looked amazing last week in the upper bracket. I think they both swept all of their games, so no missteps there, and I do believe that at least one of them will make it to the grand final. I mean, they could potentially meet before that and eliminate each other, but I think one of them will actually make it to the grand final, either Berlin Phoenix or KDC. And who will they meet there? It's tough. I mean, it really depends on how the group of 16 will play out, who's going to meet who, and so far, I think you have to watch Portsmouth, of course. I mean, when they're playing with their main roster, they're just insane. And I could see a Berlin Phoenix versus Portsmouth Paladins final happening, which would be hype AF, to be honest.
It would be incredible, but I think I'm going to put an oddball out there. I'm going to put one out there. Northern Lions.
Oh.
The Dutch squad. I think they're going to have they're going to have a miracle run. I reckon they're going to just have an incredible run through round of 16, get to the final, and I think Berlin Phoenix will meet them there. I don't think, although
Oh, really?
Although UK teams, 13 teams being confirmed to be through now, there's still 3 games to play out for the last few spots, but 7 of them are UK. I don't think any of them are making it to the grand final. I have a weird feeling that it's going to be like I have a weird feeling it's going to be like Portsmouth against Berlin Phoenix in the semi-finals, and Portsmouth are going to lose out there. I think it's going to be Northern Lions with a bit of a Cinderella run, sort of coming out of nowhere or maybe winning it all against Berlin Phoenix. But certainly, if it's those two, I'm expecting a very entertaining final.
What's it with you guys being so pessimistic about your own teams?
Listen, it's a caster's curse. I picked out 2 teams that I don't want to see in the grand finals,
and it's a UK final.
Exactly. It's a double bluff, my friend. It's a double bluff.
3,000 IQ
but
play.
in all seriousness, to those watching, I do actually think it could be Northern Lions against Berlin Phoenix in the grand final. That would be so entertaining for me. And we're in a long shot. It's a long shot final, to be honest, especially on the Northern Lions side of things. They're very new, but they're a very exciting team. I think Berlin Phoenix is a reasonably comfortable choice in terms of being a grand finalist.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people expect them to be the next big team here in URC, in the EURC scene. But then again, they didn't look as strong recently when we saw them in the EU versus NA clash. They are individually somewhat underperforming still for their respective pro play teams. I mean, we do have Nakflow playing for Team Vertex in RLRS and Tigray playing for Monaco in RLCS.
And Dot's just hanging out.
Dot's just hanging out, but he's been grinding his ass off. And
Dot is straight vibing at the moment. He's just having a great time.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I can actually see them drop in the quarterfinals or semifinals to one of these UK teams, or even a team like Northern Lion or Kid SC, who have been looking incredibly strong. I mean, they got swept in the Uniliga final 4-0 by Berlin Phoenix, but I think they have rebuilt themselves. They have they basically shook it off. It was a LAN, so they weren't probably used to that either. And I think they are still a team that you have to watch out for. And also another one that I wanted to mention from the UK side that I think could actually potentially make it to the finals.
I feel like I know.
Nottingham Trent.
Exactly. If it's not Northern Lions, Nottingham Trent. That would be the one that I switch out. I feel like my semi-finals are Northern Lions, Nottingham Trent, and Portsmouth against Berlin Phoenix. Like, those are two semi-finals that I think, those would go all the way, and it'll be a great finals day or championship Sunday if we decide to do that, which I doubt is probably going to be a big Monday.
Absolutely. I mean, these remaining teams are all incredibly talented, and I'm just looking forward to these matches.
Well, that's our long short choices for our grand finals. That's the money that the casters have put on those teams. But that'll do us for the stream today. Congratulations to the teams that have made it through. There's still a few teams deciding their fate at the moment, so I believe we'll probably be hosting one of them. That's all from us. That's all from me, Aldo Dragon. Thank you very much, Crafty, for joining me. And of course, thank you, Space Marine, our producer behind the scenes. Very much appreciated. But have a good night, everyone. And that's all from us.
Ich habe alle Event-Quests abgeschlossen. Genug extra XP, dann ziehst du noch einen Boost aus der Lootbox, kannst selbst Sets farmen und Levels auch noch genug.
is your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles, well,